What's another word for coming in a girl?
What?
Loading the dishwasher. No, come on, you don't like that.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Strange Brew Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson, and this is
My Billy, sweet Billy boy.
I had a guy the other day, actually, I was driving with him and he showed me, he's like, oh, have you ever heard this song by this person? And it was just like, it was that phone call one that you have that goes, Billy, like it was a song.
Yeah,
what is that from?
Twain
Yeah, it was a Shania Twain one. He knew what it was too. And I was like, that's where he got that from. I've heard that before.
We have many sound effects and we'll have to use them up. What's this?
That's Billy. I heard it's retarded or something.
Billy is a nuisance.
There's many. There's so many, especially from Billy Madison.
Hey, Billy.
This one.
Yeah.
I'm having a party.
That one, yeah.
Want to come?
Hey, Billy, I'm having a party. Want to come? So we have some sad news.
I knew I shouldn't have told you before the episode.
I know. Very sad. Billy is moving. Do you want to tell the world why?
Because Ontario's fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. Can't afford to live off one income in this country. So Billy has to go to New Brunswick to try to survive. He has actually gonna go. He's got a those like hobo sticks.
That's what I do.
With the basket, little bandana tie in the end, and he's gonna go out into the forest and attempt to survive against the wilderness because he has no other option.
I'm gonna go make friends with Bigfoot.
That's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
So Billy will still be part of the podcast. We're going to have to do it remotely, which is sad for me. You know, we've been doing this for a very long time. And, we try to do it at the very beginning of COVID and stuff like that. And it's never the same. We're still able to have the same kind of energy, but it's never the same of being in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten so used to doing it with like Aaron and stuff like that. That we found a connection through being able to do it that way. But, we have essentially probably 2 more episodes that will actually be together. One will be the big Christmas episode that we're really going to try to have fun on.
It'll be fine.
Everything's
going to be fine.
I'm a little fucking sad. I'm sad.
It's okay. Don't start the tone like that. It's fine. It's a good
episode. This is probably one of the most disturbing episodes that we've ever talked about, just so people have understanding. But yeah, Billy will still be part of the podcast. He plans on coming back. We will hopefully reunite and be able to do this show. And that's why I say support the Patreon and help push out this show. Like tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma. Maybe she'll like it. She got a dark sense of humor. Like this is why it's up to the fans. Also, podcast.
There was that one lady who she's like, I'm 62 and I love your shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, we've had some fun reviews. There's some older heads that listen to this. But it starts with the fans and stuff like that. The host heads about like a lot of podcasts is word of mouth. So spreading the word, telling your friends. And Jesus, even like some of the people in different countries, like we're getting downloads all over the world, right? So even those people that like, tell your weird friends about it. They probably like it. If they're kind of strange, you're kind of strange. Everyone's kind of strange in their own way.
There you go.
So we are talking about Richard Chase. This will be our thumbnail. Do something scary.
What's scary?
There you go. This guy is messed up. All right, try not to swear in the first 10 minutes is pretty tough. Hopefully I didn't already.
I think you did.
I hope not. Damn.
There it is. And there it is.
That's fucking weird.
Oh, yeah, it's true. God dang it.
Darn it.
I didn't realize that clip. I thought it just said that's weird, but it said the F word. No! YouTube! But there's
maybe they won't notice because it was like the switchboard.
Yeah, I'm saying there's gonna be a lot of stuff going to Rumble coming up and stuff like that. Recording tomorrow our False Flags episode with Brett, so that should be pretty exciting. We're gonna get into a lot of the deep conspiracy stuff, and with with Billy moving and the change a bit, he'll still be part of the show, obviously, but it might give us a little more opportunity to have 3-ways with Aaron.
I've always wanted a 3-way with Aaron.
Yeah, you like those Irish guys. But yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit of a change. We know it will still be the same old Strange Brew. I'm trying not to cry right now.
It's okay. Carry on.
So sad.
What about Richard Chase?
So this story of Richard Chase is equally tragic as it is disturbing. It forces one to consider the factors of nature versus nurture to a great extent, as well as including mental illness in the equation. Obviously, it is a story about how the mental health care system and the family can fail a young schizophrenic man. Though I do not feel confident that Richard Chase would have ended up as a serial killer had he maybe had treatment, but it is possible.
He's in the States, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Like what, Texas or something?
No, you'll find out. We'll find out.
It
Sacramento.
just said sentences death, so I knew that wasn't Canada.
Sacramento. He's known as the vampire of Sacramento.
Ooh, he does in the dark, eh?
Look at that.
Does he drink their blood?
Okay, he's like an Arabian. I guess he's a white guy.
He's a white guy.
From far away, it looked Arabian. Arabian vampire. All right. But yeah, so Richard Chase, this is messed up. Like, it seems like all the Richards are kind of messed up. They're very screwed up in the top of the dome.
That's what you don't name your child.
Yeah, don't name your kid Richard unless you want him to be filthy rich or a serial killer.
Is that like a coin flip? Because I'd kind of want to take it.
Richie Rich,
Well, I mean, like if it's a 50-50.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I can have two kids, name them both Richard, and then just whatever one's fucked up, just never mind. That was gone.
It's gone now. Whatever.
That was going down a bad road. The rich one can take care of him, is what I was going to say.
Yes. Maybe I can try to attempt to edit out the swear words in the first 10 minutes for you too.
There you go.
I will maybe try to attempt that. So there are many factors that go into making a serial killer. Never just one. That is what makes it more tragic, the uncertainty, as well as the fact that one will never know at this point. No matter what the conclusion is, or however many theories one has about what could be done to prevent like a serial killer, right?
Love. Probably a good start.
Love is a good one. I was watching some docs about this case, and one thing I thought was weird, that they said that it is normal for children to abuse animals, and I was like, that's not normal. And it's just like, and it's like it's a normal fascination for kids to maybe kill animals, and then they grow a conscience.
Not kill, but like you find something smaller than you, and it becomes like aggression. Like that's kind of normal. I've seen a lot of kids do that. Like a lot of people have to give up their dogs and shit because their kids like won't stop poking them in the fucking eye and shit and like pulling their tail.
Billy used to like eat like rip apart rabbits.
That's what I used to do.
His mom would find him like drinking the blood of the rabbit.
Dude, I gotta tell you a quick thing. You know what I want? And I've wanted so bad now. I might have said this before, but I'm so getting one as a pig, a house pig.
No, they get huge, man.
I don't care. I want him. I'm going to name him Oinkers, and he's going to be my good boy.
You're not doing that.
I am doing it.
You're not buying a pig. That's
Watch
nonsense.
me do it.
So, yeah, this is a crazy case. It does not take away from the horrible occurrence that left 6 people dead in the span of a month in Sacramento, winter of 1977. This is the story of Richard Trenton Chase, a.k.a. the Sacramento Vampire. This guy is wild.
Did they say, man, did he drink blood?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what he drank it?
Oh, yeah, he drank it. I'm having deja vu, man. Strange. He definitely drank the blood. This is a messed up.
I know blood like is high in iron and shit, but like, is it like all in all, like, would it be good for you?
I don't think so.
Like, it sounds like it shouldn't be, but like, it might be.
To the reptilians, yeah, adrenochrome, man. You get that adrenaline in there, and then you start tripping out, and you see a bunch of creatures.
What's the bad stuff in blood? Because like I know it's super rich in iron, obviously. So like, what's negative?
What would happen if you drank another person's blood?
Well, like, provided they don't have herpes or anything.
As with raw meat, blood can contain harmful bacteria and pathogens that can cause food poisoning and pass on diseases such as hepatitis B, hepatitis C.
So as long as they
or
don't have
HIV, as long as they don't have some of these diseases,
then it should be fine.
Maybe it'll be beneficial to you. Ask the blood drinking elites,
and I'm sure Google wouldn't be like, honestly, other people's blood real good for you, because then you get the crazy fucking nutritionist people out there just going like, well, I got to murder for my family. They need the best of the best, so they have to have blood.
Richard Trenton Chase was born May 23rd, 1950 in Santa Clara, California. His childhood was unstable, as his father was a strict disciplinary. It's kind of funny because like even in the doctor watching, they're like, like he got beat, but he didn't get beat. He got beat like a normal kid got beat. They kept saying like this normal thing. Like in the 1950s, it was very normal for a dad to beat his kids, or like
like every kid got hit. I remember my dad saying that to me too. There was one day he was like, I never like hit you, did I? And I was like, you used to smack me over the fucking back of the head pretty good. And he goes, oh, you just can't do anything anymore. I'm like, you used to fucking shit, man.
It's crazy that was like a normal thing that like, I'm not saying every father in the 1950s, but
probably 99% of them.
A tougher time, and it was just after like World War II, and men came back.
Half of them are actually gay, and they're not allowed to tell anybody. Yeah. Like they got a lot of rage and anger pent up there.
Maybe stay in the closet, because now you're coming after children, and I don't know if I like that. I'm kidding. I got nothing against you.
That's what's going to get taken off YouTube.
I got nothing against you in any way or any shape or form. Whatever you like to do, just leave it. Just stop trying to teach kids about porn. It's fucking weird, man. Very strange. So, and his mother was prone to constantly bicker with the father. There was conflicting reports whether or not he was abused as a child, specifically by his mother. But these were mostly unsupported, as the worst anyone has said concerning Richard's upbringing is his parents, that his father could at times be a little strict on the young boy. And it was just like, they described it as like, it was just normal. He's look at that bright young boy, he would lead to like shooting
this
a baby.
Guy look like my relative. He has like a lot of the same features as I do.
Smile and look at the camera like that.
Smile and the teeth.
Smile and look at the camera. We got all dark and spooky and red in here because I feel like it was appropriate for how messed up this episode is.
It's pretty cool. Dude, this guy looks like my fucking relative. He has like the same face line as me.
That chin that comes down.
The jaw, the fucking jaw, the teeth that smile is fucking identical to mine.
Weird. Everybody look up Richard Chase that doesn't know what he looked like when he's a young boy, and then look at Billy and you'll see.
Like my eyes, he looks way more Chinese than me.
He has more slanty eyes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
Oh, that wasn't racist. That was just fact.
Although his parents' quarrels would eventually lead them to divorce, it seemed by most accounts that Richard was loved and supported by his parents. His dad might have smacked him around a bit or whatever, but there's no signs of that. He was like physically abused, not. Where it was just like disciplinary. Obviously,
there was no like
his ass.
He didn't get like black eyes and shit coming into school, broken noses and shit.
No, nothing like that. So like you think
the back of the good old back of the head smack. That's a tried and true.
Yeah, like the spoon
or a belt, coat hanger, flip flops,
coat hangers. They trying to abort a baby.
You laugh at that, but not the joke earlier, really.
Keeping in mind that slapping a child was much more acceptable in the 1950s and 60s than it is today. So you can just backhand a kid. Even, down the street.
He must have spoke out.
That little ginger kid that always seems to be bullying your kid, you just like smack him straight across the face.
Oh, dude, I would.
Why is it always a ginger?
There's times too, like my brother even goes out and he's like, I go to the park with my kids, and he's like, sometimes he's like, I've never wanted to fucking kick a kid in the face before, but like you just watch them bully your children, you're like, I will fucking end you. I will
pick him up and start shaking him,
end you.
Throw him against the slide.
All you can do is go fight his dad. Like that's the only thing
teach
you can
your kid better. Yeah, so it is fair to assess that Richard was most likely like slapped around a bit, but there's no evidence to show any physical abuse, a more extreme nature that ever took place. Though Richard was physically abused, not physically abused to an extent deemed as abuse for the error. So it's like you can smack around a bit, but not too much. One could speculate that the fact that his parents used him against each other early in the divorce process could consider maybe a psychological abuse, might have accelerated the mental illness already festering in him.
Maybe.
Possible.
It's a good chance.
Yeah, it's possible. So young Richard is what one would consider to be an unusual child by most. Since childhood, he had increasing problems taking baths and never cleaned himself.
Oh, he was a
whatsoever.
gross kid.
Yeah.
It's one of them gross kids.
He did not like cleaning himself up. Yeah. His bizarre
He looks pretty clean. That hair looks greasy. Even in black and white, that looks like greasy ass hair.
Does he look clean in this photo?
His hair looks better. Looks like he's been using Pantene.
That looks like Pantene.
No, that looks like grease as gelled his hair. That looks like he cleaned it now, so it's not as flawless.
So
is that what I'm gonna look like when I'm older?
Yeah, just go like this. Kind of looks very similar. He's like I've said to you before, right?
Yeah.
BTK didn't kill his first victim, so he was like 34. You got time.
I got time.
His early bizarreness was enhanced by.
It's never too late to start.
No,
just
never.
know that.
No,
Michelle Obama taught me that.
Michael
Obama.
Man, I can't get over how many times Brock has said Michael. Me, and Michael. Me, Michelle. It's like, no, you said Michael like 5 times, man. And there's one clip where Joe Biden like visibly looks like, oh shit, he said it. Like in the background. His early like strangeness, his bizarre behavior was enhanced by the fact that he was left alone in the house. He would turn up the heat in the house to 100 degrees, as high as he could get it, remove all of his clothes, and lie on the living room floor, sweltering in the heat.
That's a sauna.
That's so
he just made
weird.
his house a sauna.
Imagine coming into your house as a dad in the 1950s and be like, dads get mad when the thermostat goes up 1 degree.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, it's fucking an oven in here. Freaking out.
Do you have any idea that cost me 7 seconds of work?
It was also at childhood that he began to feel worried about not having enough blood in his body, a problem which he would never find a solution to. So he literally feared. This is like
his blood was draining.
That he has not enough blood in his body.
Maybe the reptilians were draining him.
Bizarre stuff. I don't know.
They were draining him.
There's theories that there was lead and stuff in the water, and that like there was like poisonous stuff like coming from factories. There's like theories.
But you would never fucking know this.
100%, because why would one person be a serial killer and then somebody else not be? There was like heavy metals in the water. I'm sure could affect you to some extent. But to me, I feel like, I don't know, the 70s,
like a perfect
80s,
storm of like shit that just happened with everything.
I know, because there's been serial killers for a long time before we even coined it serial killing or whatever. But like the idea that these, I don't know, the 70s and 80s seem to be like that ramp up where it was like the craziest, most sickest, vile people around were killing people, and you had easy access to human beings, but then couldn't get caught because we had no DNA at the time. Stuff like it's crazy.
And it's crazy how, I guess we've said that probably like 19 times on here, because that was the one fun fact that I thought was really cool. That like DNA wasn't a fucking thing until like the 80s.
No. Did you ever worry about not having enough blood in your body?
When I get a boner, man, like looking down, I'm like, that's like all of it. It's gotta be all of it.
Because you're so skinny. It goes all to your dick.
There's no way that I still can function.
I feel a little woozy here. Another fact that didn't help his development was that he exhibited traits complying with the McDonald triad, a set of 3 behavioral characteristics suggesting that all 3 or a combination of 2 or more strongly predicted a future tendency to violence or serial offenses. Do you know what they are? The 3 offenses, the 3 serial killer traits.
Oh, it's got hit in the head, killed animals, and wet the bed.
Yes, you got it. Where's do we have a clap button? I think I took it away, but good enough. They laughed at it.
They're like, he finally got it.
That's fine. In the one episode that we did, if you guys haven't heard it yet, go check out the Urban Legends episode that we did where we had a riot. It's an off the rails episode, but then Brett was like, "How do you know this?" And Billy's like, "Because I hang out with this fuck too often."
Just to kind of point that I'm sure we've had this exact conversation before, but those 3 traits, like what kid hasn't wet in the bed?
Maybe, yeah.
Really? What kid has not got hit in the head? It's just the animal thing that really kind of sticks out. And again, if animals are present and your parents aren't, 90% of the kids would fucking do some fucked up
head
shit.
Trauma, right? The idea of getting hit in the head pretty hard at a young
That's
age.
like every fucking kid.
I never hit my head that hard.
I hit my head like 19 times.
I hit my head plenty of times when I was like drunk as a teenager, but not like before that.
Oh yeah, I've monkey bars, fallen off jungle gyms.
You ever punch yourself in the head
I
when you're
got
angry?
punched in the fucking head. No, I've never inflicted self-pain. No.
I definitely have. I was emo, everybody, man.
I give myself a black eye.
So I wrote is this funny because I want to write a song.
Is this just gonna stay there?
Yeah, for a while.
Okay.
Just keep them up on the screen. But well, I have an idea for a song I want to write out just to speak of like the emo times, and I want like I'm gonna do a whole rap dedicated to emo music.
Cut my weed into pieces. Roll a nice little joint.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. I was like, I thought you were gonna be like,
smoke
it. This is my
Fuck
last
my parents.
But no, I thought about like doing something like back in the day we would march to the Black Parade with eyeliner and razor blades or something and then I'm gonna like reference a bunch of emo songs like black my so cut my wrist and black my eyes, and I'm gonna do a whole song and it's gonna be a dedication to emo music.
There you go.
I'm gonna do it. I thought it was fucking fun. No one steal my idea. I love it.
Oh, that's why you don't tell people your ideas.
It's fine. They won't be able to do it like I do it anyway. I am the Raptillion. I have like 18 people on Spotify.
Fucking damn. One of them's me.
When Richard was 10 years old, his mother confided in a neighbor that she found a dead cat buried in her flower box. The neighbor later recalled that she remembered a lot of cats going missing from the neighborhood while the Chase family lived there.
The cats are all missing lately. Everyone used to have a cat. Now only some people have a cat. It's weird. All the cats.
I keep seeing that Chase boy dragging a bag full of things that go wow. So weird.
I used to feed 5 cats every day. Now I only feed 3.
You know, there's like hoarder ladies and they have like 3 dead cats under their couch. Ah, crazy, man. I've seen videos, man.
Dude, I lived in that in fucking Kathleen's house in Cambridge.
Really?
Oh my god, dude. They had like the second you open the front door, she had a huge fucking house.
Yeah.
Massive. You open that front door, you have a 2.5 foot wide path up the stairs. Even the stairs were fucking boxed up. And then a path into the living room that was not a fucking living room because there was nowhere to sit. It was just a path to the middle so you could get the boxes. And then a path to the kitchen, a path to my fucking bedroom. And all I did was go to my room. Walking like that little fucking, it looked like raccoons were fucking made little trails.
Hoarders creep me out. Yeah, so all the cats went missing in the neighborhood because good old Rich loved to we'll get into it. So even though he was a complicated young man, he didn't experience too much difficulty in his teen years. According to a statement from his peers from his high school days, Richard was popular both socially and romantically, which isn't very common in serial killers, as most experience they experience being alienated in their adolescence.
Well, have you fucking seen him though? Like, look at him; he's handsome as fuck.
So I don't know. He is. Okay. I don't know about there.
No, don't do that one. Do the old one.
But he looks handsome.
Oh yeah, that's a 10.
He looks like
right there,
he's handsome.
Have you seen that smile on him? Oh,
it's
people
like
swooning.
Why do so many people look like you, man?
Dude, that's a creepy resemblance to be honest. So he's slightly more elongated than me, I think. I think I'm not quite that elongated.
I don't know if you cut his hair like yours, you guys would like. You could do a. You could.
I think his
dress
face
up like
is a little longer than me
though.
though. I think he's got a little longer of a face.
Crazy. I don't know if I'll get into it, but there is a story in his childhood His mom found like one of the dead cats buried in a flower box, but there's one where she walked in on him drinking blood from the cat and like rubbing it on his face and stuff.
Oh, not cat blood. I thought you said he drank people blood.
Yeah, cat blood.
Oh, God knows what they have.
I know. But
That's
he's like,
gross.
she walked in and he was just like rubbing it all over his face and stuff, like some weird shit, dude. This guy is.
I would love to make a spoof of that and just like you walk in and just be like, cut my cat into
two pieces. This is my last line of coke. Oh man, it's crazy because like if you look at this picture, he was a handsome young dude, especially for like that 1960s 70s look, like for sure. Like you know, I'm sure he would get the ladies. You know,
I feel like I would have thrived earlier.
Yeah.
Before muscles became cool.
This is what you're gonna look like in a couple years. It's Richard Chase when he's arrested. And he's got like the long hair and the big ass mustache.
Oh, I'll keep that. If I could grow that mustache, I'd keep it forever. I can't do that yet. The hell is that?
It's a bot. Don't worry about that.
We get bots?
Yeah, it's just because we go live to Twitch, everybody that doesn't know. Yeah, bots come in. They're like, sorry to bug you, but we'd like to promote our weird products, you know.
Cool, pay me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, fucking Robin got a text, a random like fucking spam text from like WhatsApp from like clearly like an Indian number or whatever. And it was just like, hey cutie, how are you? And I just like jacked her phone so fast. I'm like, I was like, so good. Oh my God, you think I'm cute? And then he just went on. I'm like, oh my God, you know what would be really helpful? Could you send me some money? It's like, how much? I'm like, $5,000 would go a long way. And he's like, what do I get in return? I'm like, pics. I was never gonna send him any, and I took a picture of my foot with my pinky toe like out, and I'm like, he stopped texting at that point, but I was gonna be like, he's horny for it. He's running away.
That's messed up, dude.
I was having a good time. I was drinking.
Yeah, we watch Catfish sometimes. This is something we do, and the amount of men that get duped into like believing that a woman is real online when you've never talked to her or video or seen her in real life is bizarre to me. Like, men, you're pathetic. Women too, but men specifically, you're pathetic. You fucking losers. But yeah, don't trust people online. All right, you get it? Don't trust them. It's very simple.
I think that scam's outdated now. I think people are a little smarter.
Not from what I've seen on.
I think people are still getting fucked like that.
Yeah, 100%.
You mean I could do it?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
We watched one where the guy was like convinced that he was like a 33-year-old and was convinced that he was like talking to this model looking like 22-year-old. I'm like, yeah, I doubt it, dude. And then it finds out that he was buying her like cards for like Chipotle and stuff like that. He's like, oh, because she's on her lunch in college and needs something to eat. So he was buying her stuff like that. Come to find out that it's a chick and her boyfriend. That scam people all the time, and it's just like, well, if they're dumb enough to do it, and they're always like cocky and arrogant, these people that are like, you know, manipulating people, it's sad. But the fact that our society and people in our society fall for that kind of stuff, like, it's kind of on you.
It is like that sentence, if you're stupid enough to do it, like, come on.
Yeah, so he didn't really find trouble making friends or like going to dates. He became became a different. It
dims after a while.
You know, and he became he was a popular guy, you know, and it's like, and then when, you know, puberty
he got a lot of zits and he was no longer popular.
When puberty hit, he realized that he was impotent. When it came to sexual relationship with girls.
That's a good fucking thing that makes you start killing people.
100%. I understand, Richard Chase.
Get it? Same.
So, which obviously caused him great frustration because it was like he was going to get with these chicks and then he just couldn't get hard. And the rumor about his impotency spread quickly in his hometown, something that must have immensely embarrassed and frustrated him, not to mention traumatizing the young Richard. And then it's like, where does that come from then? Because like, there's a reason why that would happen, right? Like he's just not comfortable, or is it the fact that like there's something actually wrong with his penis? We find out later that there was not really much wrong with it because he does do some horrible shit.
Well, I'm sure Viagra is still a thing, right?
Yeah.
When did Viagra come out?
Let's find out.
Could he have just gone pills?
When did Viagra come out?
According to History.com, on March 27, 1998, the Food
1998.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he had no...
Shut up, Google.
Well, you asked.
Just tell me.
It's like, here's
See,
all
look
of the
at
info.
look in that man's eyes. You can't tell me that, you know,
He's sad.
He's sad.
He looks sad.
He can't get hard, man.
Fuck, what picture is that one from?
When he was arrested.
Oh, no, you showed me his other arrest ones. He's smiling.
He's been arrested quite a few times.
Oh, that one he was sad about what he did.
Yeah. Is he though, or is he just sad that he got caught? You know, that's what.
Yeah, that one he looks like prideful.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah.
He was young in that image. So yeah, the rumors obviously spread, and along with his developing schizophrenia and his growing frustrations, caused him to become obsessed with his impotency. In high school, Richard learned that in order for a man to get an erection, blood needs to rush into his penis, filling the flaccid member and making it erect following arousal.
This poor guy, he's just trying to fix his dick.
100%.
Oh,
Whoops.
He's just trying to fix the dick.
Because
the dick be broke.
You ever seen The New Guy?
No.
He breaks
Oh,
his
yeah.
Chick
Never mind.
rips his
Yeah,
dick.
yeah.
It's such a dumb. I like that movie, but it's dumb. The whole
Those are the
premise
fun
of it.
movies.
I know. What happened to those kind of movies, man? The world has
They
changed.
got taken off.
Because of this, and his further he was further augmented by his yet not diagnosed schizophrenia, because they didn't know. Richard, who had already considered himself to be deficient of blood since he was a child, which is kind of weird. Since he was young, he was like, I don't got enough blood in my body.
Thought
Mama.
that, and then he couldn't get hard.
So they would be like, man, and you're schizophrenic. So you're like, God's talking to you about how you can't get your penis hard. Young Richard, there's a reason why you are not getting erect. It's because you do not have blood inside of you. What do I do, God? You must kill people and drink their blood. Okay, God.
Only the ones that cut you off in fucking traffic and then drive slower than you were driving originally.
Especially if
only
they're
people.
Asian.
Good. Can we all agree? Can those people die? People that go out of their way to cut you off, like pass you, cut you off, and then drive slower than you were originally driving.
I know.
Those people can die.
How about the people
I think that's fair.
that protest against genocide, but yet they would walk by a dead body on the street and do nothing about it?
Okay, well, I feel like mine's a little more relatable.
Man, this whole divide and conquer tactic is definitely working on some really dumb people.
Divide and conquer. Just stop giving people fucking licenses.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Soon,
Stop.
it's fun. They're going to. You have to drive an electric car. If you don't, you have to take the bus, and your electric car will radiate your body, and you won't have no sperm to have kids, so they'll lower the population.
As long as it has a fucking auto.
And if you want to go past your 15-minute city, they just shut it off. Every car being manufactured now has a kill switch in it. Most companies are doing this. It's like a government mandate in the States, at least, probably here too.
That's what.
Yeah, they're doing this. This is facts. You can look it up. The cars that are being developed either now or soon in the next coming years, they'll have a kill switch inside every electrical car. So like it's to prevent drug driving, they say. But if you just go outside your 15-minute limit, or you can only drive 100 kilometers a year, whatever it might be.
I was gonna say, or it's just to fucking actually get people to pay their bills on time.
No.
So if you're late on your car payment, it automatically gets cut off.
That's
thing.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think that's about controlling people, because a debt slave system is gonna it's already destroying the whole world, man. Everyone's freaking out about money, hence why Billy is moving. Yeah, because Billy makes a pretty good amount of money a year, and it's still not enough in this communist country that is becoming more communist and more authoritarian every chance they get. So pretty crazy. So obviously he already considered himself to be deficient of fucking not having enough blood, and then becomes more worried. Mm-hmm. As these thoughts continue to grow and expand, he soon becomes convinced that the problem with his impotency was linked directly to the lack of blood in his body.
It had to be. And he's not wrong. He's probably right.
This disillusion soon led him to believe that if he were to drink blood, he could fill his body, therefore also fill his penis.
That's all he wanted. If Viagra was out, 6 more people would be alive.
Your blood, so with blood, and no longer suffer the humiliation he had endured sexually. And he
That is hard. Could you imagine?
I couldn't imagine, man. I want to kill myself.
Actually, that's the opposite.
I want to unalive myself.
That's soft.
I know, that's soft. Hey, soft men create hard times. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Whatever the saying is. Something like that.
What the fuck's that saying?
You don't know what I'm saying?
No.
It's like weak men create hard times create strong men create easy times, or something like that. It's a famous quote Joe Rogan talks about. It's the idea like you have people like
I understand the idea,
Captain
but I don't
Socks.
remember. I've never heard anybody say that.
Weird.
In my life.
Really? I've heard
Not
like
once.
numerous people say that. We said it on the show once.
I don't believe we did. I
You
would have
did.
called you.
You weren't there, but yeah.
Okay.
Soft penises make serial killers. Serial killers make bloody time. Bloody time makes
Soft penis.
No, hard penis.
The
makes it
circle of life.
Also, the first seed of a dangerous obsession was sown when he would cultivate into something a little more horrific.
Mm.
So let's get into it. Richard's first attempt to fill his body with what he considered much needed blood came from a kitten he had gotten from his then girlfriend's house. Richard most likely stole the kitten and took it home. Desperate to find a solution to his predicament, he brought the small feline to the back of the house where he killed it and drank the blood straight from the animal. Finding that it did not help his impotency, he went on a larger prey. This is crazy because, like,
The answer is more blood.
yeah, it didn't work. And I'm like, I wonder if he got sick at all.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
That's a lot just for in your stomach. Like, how much did you drink? He might have just drank like a bit and went, "Bleh." It's gross.
I think he drank a lot of it.
I don't think he would have liked
Soon
it.
after murdering the cat, Richard shot and killed a white dog named Sabbath, a Black Sabbath.
This guy can fucking die. Fuck this guy.
Before he tried to collect the blood, pouring it out of the holes with a Dixie cup. This would be the first ventures into a horrible world of blood consumption, but far from his last.
That's fucking weird.
Is it bad that if I ever like witness somebody kill a dog, I'd probably go to jail for murder? Like, that's how much I love these fucking animals. I'd kill them. They're dead. But if I watch someone kill a person, I'd probably just like run to the cops. Like, I'm not getting myself involved in that.
Like every, the bystander effect.
I'd probably I'd call the cops. At least. I'm like, this guy just died. Like, cops deserved it. That's what their job is. My job is defend dogs.
Yeah, I
and
guess
pigs.
So around the age of 18, Richard went to a psychiatrist. Concerning his obsession with blood, though one can only speculate whether he admitted to drinking the blood of animals in any of these sessions. But since psychology was far from advanced in the late 60s, as it is now, wasn't obviously as advanced, he might, it might be fair to assume that he confessed this to his doctor, and his doctor might have not been too worried about his animal abuse either way. Like, you're fine, man. When I was a kid, I used to fuck bunnies in my backyard. It's like, why'd you?
It's kid
what?
shit, man. Kid shit.
It's like, how do you fuck a bunny? It's like it ended up turning into kind of like a fleshlight after a while.
That's fucking disgusting. That's so gross. No, your sound effects are so off.
I know.
This one.
Hey, pause that. Yeah, listen to this. It's coming.
You fucked a bunny, eh? All right. Okay. Jesus Christ.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
That was out of control.
You know what? Someone put that on a t-shirt. All right. Put someone make me a design of Richard Chase using a bunny as a flashlight. So fucked up.
You'd fucking wear it too. You'd wear that. You would.
It's like those.
You would.
I would wear it, man. The shirt? Yeah. Yeah, I have a Richard Ramirez shirt. I gotta lose a little weight. It's a little tight. The site, it was like an extra large, but it's like, I don't know, not for fat men. They're just like very tight. It's like they're like the shitty cotton or whatever. And even Chelsea was like, "Why do you gotta wear like a shirt of like a murderer?" I'm like, "Because I like him. He's a fun guy. He's awesome." It's like that. No, that's not what I said, but like, it's just like you're glorifying it. But then I'm like, but I find it interesting. I'm a true crime buff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't put it on. Someone needs to dress you.
I want to get a Dahmer shirt, man.
No, no, that's not.
Because then people look at you and you're like, oh, weird, man. Like you can do it with serial killers. I feel like it becomes kind of this pop culture thing. But if you were to put
If you were to put it,
if you were to put Alan or not Alan Watts, is that his name? Chris Watts on your shirt, I feel like people would be like, you're messed up, man.
Yo, that's shit that gets you called out in public.
100%. So it was around this time that the psychological problems escalated from being only about blood to what he believed is other bodily abnormalities, of which included Richard's belief that his stomach was put in backwards and that his cranium was changing shape. This is like full on. Like, I guess he's definitely schizophrenic. My brain is changing. He's like holding his head, freaking out like crazy. So what we do know that in these sessions with the psychiatrist, Richard did tell him about his impotency problems and how he thought that it was related to his blood deficiency. You know what the doctor did?
And the doctor,
he's like, let me see if it, like, come on, let's just see if it gets hard or not. And he's like jerking off this young boy. You know, because doctors are fucked up.
I don't doubt it.
I don't trust doctors.
Hey, I gotta get fucking. No, I can't do it. She'll yell at me.
Okay.
Never mind. Oh, never mind. I'll leave
But
it.
his psychiatrist told him that suppressed anger was probably the most probable case, specifically anger directed towards women. And that's what you see if you study serial killers. You start to see these certain traits and these certain things that they adapt to and why it pushes them to do certain things, right? Like eventually once we get into the Son of Sam and like Berkowitz and the idea that he went around shooting women because he felt like his own like hatred towards women because of like his past and I think the way his mother treated him. You know, when eventually we get into Edmund Kemper, which I was going to do Edmund Kemper first, but I was like, let's get into a really big topic on Richard Chase and really dive into this nut bag because he's a blood
drinker nuts, not drinkers.
It's a blood.
Did he? Oh, the guy wasn't thinking along the same line. You didn't need more blood. You needed to drink semen.
I wouldn't even know.
So it goes to your nuts.
If I couldn't get hard, I don't know. I would jump off the closest bridge.
I'm sure now it'd be like dealable.
Yeah.
Like, but imagine. Like
have you ever tried Viagra? Speaking of Viagra,
no, I've never. Once.
I know, neither have I.
I've never had my hands on it.
I'd
probably try if it was right in front of me. I'd be like, huh.
Aaron just told me about like a story. And he's like, it's not as fun as you would think.
Well, no, because after you fucking do, you're just like,
he's like,
you want to be done.
It's not like you're hard all the time. But he's like, as soon as you get hard, it just you can tell that it's like it does not feel natural. Like you're just like there, like it's just like you have like it's just there. Like he's like it'll go away eventually, but he's like as soon as you get that like first little like even kind of like horny shit, it's just right there, and it's like he's like it does not feel natural.
What a weird pill.
I know.
We've come up with some crazy fucking shit.
100%, man. Like a depopulation shot. Just kidding.
Oh
Not really. But so obviously specifically is hanger towards women. Russian serial killer Andrei Chikatilo, which we will eventually be covering, the butcher of Rostov, was another serial killer who suffered from impotency and was actually unable to achieve an erection without being soaked in blood after committing violent acts. And that's fun. You know, Andrei Chikatilo was like,
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers and one of the best looking motherfuckers.
He was the
best singers, best looking motherfucker.
He was the baddest motherfucker. He's someone that they think that he killed over like 100 people and a lot of children.
It's like, oh fucking Jesus.
Yeah. You know, we could conclude that Richard's psychiatrist didn't put him at ease or help him understand how to solve his dire dilemma.
Sounds like he didn't.
That's what psychiatrists do. They get paid to sit there and listen to you talk, and they're like, "It's probably just your anger issues directed towards your mother." You know, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you know what? It's so contradicting.
Therapists get paid to do fucking nothing. In my opinion.
That's you're kind of fucking right. Sorry, I keep swearing. You're kind of right.
It's too late anyway.
You're kind of right because like essentially what they're there for, right? Is like their whole goal is to have you come to the right conclusion.
Yeah.
So to try to find the questions that actually get you to do that.
Yeah.
But like, how many people are that like self-reflective? Very rarely.
See, and
Extremely
and
rarely.
I'm honest on the show. I went to therapy. I was in jail when I was a kid. I went to anger management. That didn't help me get any less angry. I went to youth counseling shit, a bunch of stuff, right? It never helped me. You know what did though? Mushrooms.
I was gonna say me or people like some people. I swear to God, like
Chelsea helped me more. Than
therapists should need this. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just teasing anyway. By the way,
yeah,
I think this country would be great if therapists identified something and then went, can this person identify this by themselves? No. All right, get up and just fucking smack them.
But they can
your
identify
disappointment
as a woman
and push them down. Because that's what fixed my issues. I got slapped in the fucking face. I got told I was being a goddamn moron and I should smarten the fuck up. Guess what I did?
Yeah, that didn't help me.
I fixed it.
My grandfather backhanded me and shit, and it's like that didn't help me. It made me more angry and made him despise him.
Not every person is like that, and you got to be at an age of maturity enough and have enough respect for the person doing it that you're like, okay.
Though it is clear that Richard Chase suffered from schizophrenia, as he displayed many schizophrenic symptoms and tendencies. He also had a few other traits that we often see in serial killers, from psychologically lying, pathologically lying, not being embarrassed or ashamed when being caught in a lie. I did that, man. To theft and showing no remorse for his action. We got caught, which he was I used to lie, especially my mom and stuff. I used to lie all the time. I just got used to where I could say and she would get so mad at me and be almost frightened that I could just be so straight faced and lie, even though she caught me in the lie. And it's just I could just straight face be no, I didn't do that. Here's the proof right here. No.
I had one. I remember when I was a kid. You tell crazy tall tales when you're a kid, but I don't know what instigated this. I told my best friend, fucking Kyle, when I was grade 6. I told him that, and because I genuinely believed this could happen, and he was smart enough at the time to call it out. I was like, if you only hold your head or your mouth this close underwater, but it's still underwater, you can breathe. And he goes, no, you can't. And I went, I've done it all the time. I do it all the time.
I do all the time.
I doubled down on that shit so fucking hard. That lie lasted 2 goddamn years.
That's Billy. I heard it's retarded.
Never fucking fessed up to it until we were in a pool one day and I tried it. But my thinking was oxygen's so close. It can I'm sure the top of the water's got a little bit.
Another stint another stint when he enrolled into the American River College, where Richard managed to maintain a steady C grade average while consistently using drugs. Now, in the documentary I watched, they're he smoked a lot of weed, and weed back then was not that strong. And then the lady said that if everyone on the planet used acid, that we would have a bunch of serial killers. And I was like, I don't know about that. Prolonged use of acid, maybe. But I do not think acid is as dangerous as people think it is. In the right setting, obviously.
Go watch SLC Punk. Go see what acid does to Mr. Jesus.
Oh, that's not
sitting on the fucking.
That was tainted. That's tainted acid.
No, that was a whole sheet that diluted into his leg.
Yeah, see, too much prolonged use. That's and he's thinking his mom is the devil.
He's sitting there and he's like, I don't know how you guys are walking because it's lava everywhere.
If you guys never have seen SLC Punk, it is by far one
such
of my
a good
favorite
movie.
movies.
I don't know how that actually just sparked it because you were talking about that, but I haven't seen that or thought about it in a long time.
A good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Lillard is amazing. I love that dude, especially because of Scream in that movie. And I love SLC Punk.
Mom, I know I got the grades to go to university and be a doctor, but fuck that, man. Fuck that. I say fuck the system.
He's got this massive mohawk. So obviously he was just smoking weed and then maybe doing some cocaine. They claim acid. But back in the day, right? You get that nice Sid in the fucking 60s, 70s, right? He moved out of his parents' house at the age of 21 and moved in with 2 female roommates. One which he knew from high school, while the other one he met since graduating. And they're it's fine. We live with him. He can't rape us. He's impotent. Think of the high school chick that knew him,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't feel like endangered.
Kids are shitty too. Like you find that if you're a woman and you're with somebody and they're impotent and you tell people that, like you're a piece of shit.
That's very that's like
you're
you
a piece
can
of shit.
Destroy a young man. 100%.
Shit.
Richard had not improved with his personal hygiene, and the two girls that lived with him described him as a filthy human being who flat out refused to take showers, never washed his clothes, never washed his clothes, man. And he was just a filthy animal. I feel like it's at like this time, college. It looks like a college picture.
That's high school.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
this is high school.
That's high school. You're right. That's the end.
That seems like a little more college.
That might be college.
Pretty crazy though. Like just I don't. What is with?
He looks clean.
What is with Richards and not showering? Like we're gonna dive it back.
Okay, well
in a
I got
way.
2, but who else?
Richard Ramirez, Richard Chase.
Those are 2.
I think there's more.
You've just fucking identified 2, and you're like, name's fucked.
But like the idea, like both Richard serial killers, there's got to be another Richard serial killer for sure.
Sure, there is.
But like the fact that Richard Ramirez wouldn't like brush his teeth and he had like halitosis, and it's like that's what most victims like knew, where he would breathe on them and they'd be like, rotten eggs.
Gross.
Yeah. So when the girls first moved in, when he first moved in with the girls, he was already showing obvious irregulated from just irregularities. Weird. Okay. So obvious irregularities from what would be referred to as normal. But he still had friends at the time in the 1970s, in particular. It was the hippie culture. Everybody stunk, man. And had done so much to make what considered normal etiquette more like, it's different, Richard's erratic behavior, was more easily camouflaged because hippies made the world go to fucking shit. I'm just kidding. The hippie movement was cool for what it was, and then it didn't last that long, and then everyone in the 70s got into like cocaine and like disco music, and then the whole world changed. Like I've said, like the hippies were like, fuck the system and the corruption and all these politicians, and then they became politicians and lawyers.
Yeah,
and like
they're like, oh, wait a minute, we're gonna starve if we don't get jobs.
Yeah. Crazy, because like the whole world could have changed if they kept pushing again, like and actually creating a mass revolution. There's not people that don't understand what revolution is or anarchy. They just think like these are bad things that are going to destroy society. Not necessarily. So his obsession with drugs, particularly weed and acid, had began in high school, and actually that's to me like fucking normal.
Well, it's because they don't got everybody that's fighting the system like that's all fucked. It's like you need to have somebody like clear, level-headed doing it,
like Che Guevara, right?
That would make, I don't know.
He was there's conflicting things about Che Guevara,
but you just need to have like a clear level head mob of people, like a bunch of like people that think like lawyers that want to take it down, not like people that are like, fuck what you're doing, dude.
Yeah,
it's like,
but according to Immortal Technique, once you you go inside the system to change the system, but it's not you who's changing the system, it's the system that eventually change you.
You're communist.
So he
got it.
Of course, it escalated through his adult. He started selling like most people at that time. It's like they get their hands on it. Became a small time drug dealer. Something that most likely made it easier for him to keep relations because he was like it would be like, hey, I'm not like I'll sell you some acid if you want to hang out with me. I'll give you some acid because that's how people like hang around those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they give them like they'll smoke you weed and stuff like that. I was just like that. In high school, like I left, like I stopped hanging out with all my friends that I grew up with. People were changing and things were happening. But like I started like in grade 9 because I was just like I was mentally ill and just wanted to smoke weed and drink. I hung out with the fucking these loser kids, the biggest losers ever, man. Just because they would smoke me free weed, and I would be in the smokers pit hanging out with all these goddamn losers. And I look in the mirror and be like, you're not a loser, man. You're not like them, but I really was.
You were. You're the same, but different.
Same, but different.
Nah, it wasn't different.
Well, the
only difference was they actually had money. And
I started the smoker pit outside of PDHS.
Oh,
I did because
that pit was so.
Everyone smoked out back, and I was the first person. I was like, I'm not hanging out with those like older kids. I'm kind of frightened.
Oh, you mean you started the one in front of the school?
And now it still exists.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I know. And then people just followed me out there because they saw me smoking out there. And then everyone started following me out there.
Wait, which side? You talking parking lot? You talking about the
Like,
tennis
right
courts
out-
or
right
in
out
front?
front?
Oh, why would you do that?
Because I was like, fuck it, man. I want to smoke by myself. Everyone, all the losers followed me. The loser leading the loser pack.
That's where I was like, all the not cool kids always smoked out front or by the tennis courts.
Yeah.
And then all the cool kids always smoked at the back of the
older,
parking lot.
The older kids, yeah. The ones that like, it's crazy. The high school was a different time. I saw my one buddy. It wasn't a buddy. It was just a kid that gave me free drugs. This kid Spanky, and they called him Spanky because he was caught jerking off. And the cop in the school, because we had like a female cop that would watch over the kids for some strange reason in case there was a school shooting in a small town or whatever. But like she tripped him and flipped him on his back he had the tiniest little nug of weed he was trying to smoke just to get high for class. It was like tiny, like a P2, like it was so small. And she like full on like tackled him into a bush. And we're all like, whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Get down. So crazy. So, he became more unstable. Obviously, with his obsession with drugs, he became hardcore, a hardcore drug user.
Okay, what do you do now though?
I think cocaine or something. Something that only made the imbalance in his already imbalanced brain, schizophrenic mind.
In the 50s, what's rampant? 60s.
This is the 60s. This is the 70s by now.
Is acid, LCD,
LSD,
LCD.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were doing acid.
Acid's the first thing that comes to mind, eh?
Yeah.
And then LSD.
Well, it went like
it's got to be
people were obsessed with like
cocaine wasn't until like the 70s
80s when it got
yeah.
really popular.
Yeah.
But people were doing cocaine. We knew that. We did the history of drugs, remember?
Yes.
No. People seem to like us talk about drugs because that got a lot of downloads. Did they go
I do that.
yeah. Some homeless guy on the street lighting up his crack pipe.
He's watching us on
cell phones now.
Honestly, they do.
One night,
how the hell are you paying for that?
There's homeless people going missing. It's this weird phenomenon that's happening where they're like, oh, we're gonna bring them on a shelter. Go there. This guy was saying that he doesn't go in the shelters because they're like people keep going missing when they go in the shelters. And this guy was taking a video. He was filming himself. He's a homeless guy that somehow put his video on TikTok, and it got like 78,000 likes or whatever.
It's like if I go missing,
yeah,
the shelter did
I
it.
didn't go to the shelters and like because there is homeless people. There's definitely going missing, or they like say, "Oh, we're gonna all drop you off in California," and then they just never show up. There's some weird stuff going on in the world right now.
Hamilton's done that for years. Hamilton used to line people up with great Brantford. Yeah.
They'd be like, here you go. And it's like, what do I do here now? Because they were supposed to be
I swear to God, I knew the drop-off days because I used to walk through downtown to go to Boston Pizza there. And I was like, oh my God. Like it's like you woke up in a new world. And I'm like, they're like at least my walk is 10 minutes. I saw at least 30 more homeless people than I usually do. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
It was supposed to be like this thing of like, oh, they were gonna have this like homeless shelter, strange brew, thing. Thing. We haven't done that in a while.
I do it every time
I do hear you. Sometimes I never do it anymore. But like, and then they did this homeless program that, to help homeless people was gonna be implemented, and then it never took off the ground. And they just dropped a bunch of homeless people off, and they're like, all right, we'll figure it out.
Just get out of my city.
Our countries are fucked. One night in the apartment, Richard boarded up his bedroom, locked himself in the closet of his bedroom, and boarded up the door, refusing to come out. When he later asked why he did it, he said that people were sneaking up on him from the side. That's crazy. To me, like, Richard, what are you doing in there? And he's like, get away from me. There's people looking at me. And it's like, what do you mean, man? You're in there by yourself. He's like, I'll be in the closet. It's weird.
Guy's just off his goddamn rocker.
Another time, he walked out of his bedroom completely nude and starting to talk nonsense to his roommates. The female roommates grew more and more afraid of Richard's erratic behavior and soon became too afraid to ask him to leave, instead opting to leave themselves, abandoning the apartment and leaving Richard on his own. Left alone, Richard's delusions about various parts of his anatomy his anatomy being wrong or abnormal continued to intensify, as well as still believing that his stomach was turned backwards and that his bones were growing out of the back of his head. I feel like
how
if I feel like you're schizophrenic, right? I couldn't imagine, like, I don't suggest people that have like
thinking your bones are weird and your anatomy's all fucked up. Like
that's crazy.
That's when you start like going drastic measures. You're like, I need to live and survive. Like,
yeah, I know.
Fuck. That puts you into survival mode. And that's when people do fucked up shit.
And that's what I'm saying is like that he like I don't suggest people that are schizophrenic or have severe mental illness to do mushrooms, because I don't know what that would do to a person, right? Like maybe someone with mental health issues, it could help them. I truly believe that if it's done in the right setting. But if you have schizophrenia, I feel like it could amplify it. I don't know what that would do to someone's brain. I've always wondered, like, what if you did this in a therapeutic setting for a serial killer and you gave them mushrooms? I'm just curious of what it would do to them, if it would help them anyway, or if it would, because like mushrooms will find problems and traumatic. Yeah, you did too much.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Fucked me up. Didn't like it.
Very good for you, man.
Nope.
Nope. It's so good for your brain. Could change you forever.
No.
So he eventually would shave his head in order to keep an eye on his imagined cranial growth. He's like, I gotta make sure my bones are not growing out the back.
How do you measure that though? Do you like look at yourself in the mirror and then draw the line of your bones so then you can? That's actually probably exactly how you do it.
He began to tell people his heart would periodically stop beating for short periods of time. That Richard was obsessed with anatomy books, and didn't do much to help his state of mind. As he continued, became more convinced that his body was the one with complications, not his psyche. So he believed that wasn't his head that was messed up; it was his body. And the book pictures must have pushed his fixation on his morphing body and his schizophrenia over the top. And the idea of like people have body dysmorphia, right? The fact that there's people out there that they look in the mirror and they wish they saw a woman. You know what I mean? Billy rolled his eyes, but like that's a real thing. Like gender dysphoria is the idea that like and even just like there's body dysphoria where people will look in the mirror and they'll think they're like 300 pounds when they're like 100 pounds. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a real thing.
I know. No, you know what's not real is I know for a fucking fact I am at least 250 and I'm probably the strongest man on the road.
Yeah, I see.
I am.
But
I see it every day. I see it in the mirror. And
Yeah.
like you don't have to be modest when you look at me. Like I get it, man. Dude, like my muscles are intimidating. It's hard to look at a body like this and feel good about yourself. I get it. But don't worry, you're beautiful too, Tom.
I don't think I am.
Oh my God. Don't start.
I could be a model.
There you go.
I was a Sears catalog.
Were you a Sears catalog one?
No. I said that recently and someone actually believed me.
Who did? Who believed you were a Sears catalog model?
The Chelsea's mom. That's like a joke. They're like, you're very photogenic and stuff like that.
I'm part of the Sears catalog.
We're gonna have to take a little pause. So a short time after the girls moved out, Richard was unable to pay his whole rent, lost the apartment, was forced to live with his recently separated parents. At the time, Richard knew that something was wrong with him.
Lived with both of them, sorry?
I guess they were separated but
in the same house.
Finances, right?
No, it's
you're separated, but you could still live together. You still be divorced.
Yeah, you didn't have to though, because the woman wasn't working at that time.
Yeah, maybe.
So you just kick her out.
I guess they're on the street.
Just kidding. I'm just joking.
So at the time, Richard knew that something was wrong with him, and he knew that he didn't fit into society, but found himself going. He was going nowhere fast. You know, he had nowhere to go, which put his mother and father in a difficult position. Between his fixation with the faults of his body and his continued consumption to drink animal blood, as well as his refusal to clean himself up or wash his clothes, he was very difficult to live with, which is primarily the reason that his mother and father would bounce him back and forth between them. Oh, so it was between
two houses.
So okay. She did work.
How did she get a fucking house? Who gave her a house?
The 70s, man.
Who gave her a house?
In the 70s when it kind of flipped.
I'm just joking. Oh my God.
I know.
You're getting canceled, Billy.
But yeah, the 70s is really where it flipped, where they were pushing women to work so they could pay more taxes and follow that. Fun
That's
stuff.
fair, yeah.
In April of 1973, also killed the nuclear family. Chase was attending a friend's apartment party. That sounds fun. Where he fondled a girl and was asked to leave. So, yeah, he would return to the apartment shortly after the police were called and soon arrived to escort him out. As they escorted him out, a .22 caliber gun fell from his belt and he was sent to jail. And
shit.
I think it was this one at this time. So
Yeah, he's just like, you caught my gun. I'm not that much shit. Whatever.
You know, he kind of was like that. He's like,
well, they're in the
sucking his
States.
teeth.
They have right to bear arms.
Not if you don't have the
license, I guess. Yeah.
And also maybe you're young and
it's still probably a lot lighter of a
Sacramento,
sentence.
man.
Why am I blanking so hard? What state's that in?
California, right?
Is that California? Yeah, you're right.
Sacramento is in California, right, Google?
You're right.
Yeah, it's California. I knew that.
I just said you're right.
I can't trust you, man. Can't trust you. You're leaving. His father.
So I don't know anything anymore. You're leaving.
His father bailed him out, and following a month in May, he moved to LA to live with his grandmother. It's always the grandmother that takes care
Grandma
of
always takes care of shit.
Like Dahmer's grandmother. There's always like the grandmother always seems to take care of the unwanted miscreants and serial killers, you know?
Yeah, I'm a dump mine on my mom.
Yeah.
I'm sure mine's gonna be a serial killer. It's gotta be.
Yeah. Knowing your traits, man.
It's gotta be.
he
or
yeah.
He's gonna be very funny.
Exactly.
It's gonna be one of the two.
Or he's gonna be mentally disturbed.
Mentally disturbed is for sure.
Yeah.
And then he's either gonna be funny because of it or a killer because
sure. Here we assume that Richard was it was a very uneventful year driving, developmentally disability. He drove mentally ill kids.
You want to fucking start that whole goddamn sentence again there, bud?
Here, we assume that Richard it was a very uneventful year. He developmentally disabled kids. That's a weird way to say it. Developmentally disabled. He drove
mentally developed. It should be. Right?
It's mentally
developed kids.
No, because you would mean you would
be developed mentally. Illy developed. What was the word before that?
Driving developmentally disabled. That doesn't make sense. Fuck this article.
Mentally disabled developed children.
So
is that the right way?
He drove.
There is a right way.
He drove mentally.
He drove the short
kids.
bus.
Yes, he drove the short bus back and forth to school that his grandmother helped at. That's true. He did drive the can't say a word anymore. He drove.
I know, and I already did.
Yeah. Even though he wouldn't move on to human blood for another 4 years, Richard was nothing short of a terror at the home with his grandmother, as well as outside. During this period, he was consistently in and out of the doctor's office and mental asylum. He was well monitored for a period of time, but his behavior finally attributed to just being weird, not dangerous. He's just weird. Okay, get over it, man. He's a weird kid.
Who came up with that diagnostic?
Diagnostic is like something to do with like a computer thing or a car.
It's the same thing. It's
yeah.
It means you found out what the problem was.
Yeah. Well, a doctor, one of the people that he saw, and there was a lot of like he'd be screaming at his mom about people were following him. She was calling the hospital for them to pick Richard up when he took the phone from his mother and then beat her with it.
Want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, you did that to your mom?
No, I just got permission to tell this, so I'm telling it here, and I'm telling it when I start doing stand-up. I want to start that soon. Anyways, our healthcare system still sucks, as I'm sure you probably know.
Yeah. I've known that for many years.
So Robin had spinal surgery.
Billy's soon-to-be wife.
She was, dude, this chick was lying on the ground screaming, just in bloody pain. Whatever, sounds sad, right?
Yeah.
You know what their first response was? First time we go to the hospital, the first fucking thing the nurse goes to her goes, "Are you pooping?" And she goes, "Yes." And they go, we got to see. So they stick a finger up her ass.
What?
And then she's like, yeah, like I'm pooping. And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, that was weird. Fast forward I don't know.
And nurses get off. doing
Wait a
that?
minute. Fast forward 25 minutes later.
They asked her again
In the hospital.
are you
And the
pooping?
doctor does it.
What the fuck, man?
I'm like, wow, that was 2 times in one day. I'm like, did they not get enough from the first finger? So we carry on.
I feel like that they're doing that on purpose.
we get discharged from this hospital. We go to a different hospital.
She gets another finger
We're in the
No
ER.
way. No
We're
way.
sitting in the fucking ER. They don't have enough beds for her. She can't sit in the goddamn chair. She's out in the fucking. They pulled out a bed into the hallway. I'm sitting in the chair beside her, holding her hand, like she's obviously in fucking horrible pain. This doctor.
And then you slouch your
This
finger at
doctor.
her?
No, this doctor looks over at me and goes, "Can you excuse us?" And I'm like, "Well, I'd like to see. Like, let me see what's going on here."
Yeah.
He kicks me out of this little weird little screening he makes in
Yeah.
the hallway.
Yeah.
And sticks a finger up her ass. I'm like, I go in after that one. That was the third.
I don't trust doctors.
That was the third time now.
You just got molested 3 different times.
I look at her
Yeah.
and I go, "Are you asking them to do this? Like, do you like that? Like, they have to have the results already produced.
Is she into anal?
There can't be more fucking people sticking your finger up your ass. What happens? We go into the room. Another fucking doctor fucking lubing up a goddamn finger. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
That's so weird. I think they're just doing it
That
for
was
fun.
that was 4 times in 2 hospitals.
They're just doing it for fun.
That's what
It's a
no,
joke.
no, no,
They're
no,
calling
no.
each other
No,
and being like, yo,
no.
I shoved my finger in her ass.
No, I swear to fucking God, I think she was asking for it. I think she was just going like, no, like she was just saying, yes, I could poo. And then she was like slipping them notes going like, I can't poo. Do it. Do the thing. And she was just trying like, yeah. So she essentially cheated on me 4 times as far as I'm concerned.
Does she
fuck
let you
doctors.
stick it in the brown starfish?
It doesn't end. It doesn't end there.
Yeah.
She gets her surgery. We go back for a checkup at the same fucking hospital. I get kicked out of the room again for another. Just got to make sure you're pooping. Like the fucking results were there. They had the results. 5 total fingers. She cheated on me 5 times. Like, can I marry her? No, she cheated on me. Is that not cheating?
Those doctors
You
are
had
up
5
to
strangers sticking fingers up bums. That's it.
You know, they're
That's
all,
gotta be it.
and I'm sure they do that to all sorts of different people because I think it's a joke.
It's gotta be a fucking joke.
I don't trust doctors.
Like after I get the first time,
Yeah.
you need to make sure, but then it's documented.
Listen, imagine,
I don't get the other 4 times.
Imagine you're like a serial molester, right? What would be the perfect job? A doctor.
Gynecologist.
Be like, I just gotta like feel up your boobs because I gotta make sure you don't have lumps. I'm not here for that. I'm here because I have a cold. And you're like, no, I gotta check your boobs. Oh, your back hurts? Let me stick a finger directly in your anus.
She had spinal surgery and got 5 fingers. Like I don't understand.
She got a full fist, man.
All together.
Get her a shirt that says "I took a full fist."
Oh, that's such a good idea.
On the back, it would say individually.
No. Just by doctors.
Yeah.
I took a full fist by a doctor.
So messed up, man. I don't trust doctors. I think they're all fucking shady. Dr. Robin Malone and Dr. Peter McCall, maybe they're nice guys because they try to warn people about dangerous things, that experiments that they're pushing on the people. But hey, I don't trust doctors, lawyers, or politicians. I don't trust liars because they ruin nonfiction.
I just don't
It's an
understand.
Ill-Bill line.
I don't understand. Sorry for my tangent.
So fucked. So yeah, this guy was in and out of hospitals because he was, and they're like, no, he's just weird. He may be wanting to drink blood and thinks that his body's growing in weird morphic. It's so strange. It's why the story is so wild because he was like really mentally ill. Like there was something clearly fucking wrong with him. He would have all these like violent outbursts. He had been weird at his grandma's house, but things were getting worse now and quickly. Amongst the odd things that Richard did this time was he would wrap his head in a towel and saran wrap and fill it with orange slices in the belief that he could ingest vitamin C from the fruit this way. That's the weirdest shit, bro. You're like, I don't have enough vitamin.
Why wouldn't
vitamin
you
C.
eat it?
I don't know, man. Do you think that'd be like the natural, like, that'd be the, like,
Oh, it needs to absorb into your blood, not into your
body,
not into your stomach.
He'll walking around the house like a fucking housewife who just got her hair done, but it's like in a big towel, but he saran wrapped it, and then it's like the first time he actually smells good because he smells like oranges because he never showers. Is that crazy? That's like full on schizophrenic behavior. Like you're like nuts, man. You're psychotic. His mother was no longer able to extend his erratic behavior, sent him back to Sacramento, and shortly after he returned, he ended up in the American River Hospital, where he told doctors that his heart and kidneys had stopped working. His pulmonary artery had been stolen, and his blood had stopped flowing completely. He would be admitted to a psychiatric ward, and doctors would finally diagnose him with schizophrenia around 1973, 1974. Thank God. We know now. But at the time, still in the 70s, that time, if you're like crazy, they would just lock you in a room somewhere
and stick their finger up your bum.
Yeah. Well, it's going to come to a point. I'm sure Aaron would love to talk about this because Aaron's a weirdo. He was actually fascinated to listen to us cover this story. But like the idea of, because I've talked about this with him before, is the mental wards. Because like there's crazy shit that went on there. And the Geraldo Avero interview with someone like the mentally ill people in the 70s, it's crazy, man. And you know that like those like male nurses, like the what I would call like there's a name for it, the wards, something like that. They're definitely molesting a bunch of mentally ill people. A wife would come in there because like her husband had enough of her, and she burnt a steak. So now she's like in the mental hospital, right? And then the guy, they would molest them. Children, all that stuff. It's fucked up, man. There's a lot of dark stuff about our world that most people just like to ignore. Like everyone's screaming about a good point, right? Everyone's screaming about all these children dying in Gaza. Horrible. The videos are coming out that they're horrible. And I trust Immortal Technique at anyone because he's actually been there and has tried to help people in a real revolutionaryist kind of thing. And the images that are coming out are disgusting and horrible that this is happening to children. But then it's like everyone's rioting, protesting. It's horrible what's happening. But then you won't protest and riot and get angry over all the children that go missing in your major cities. Just a guff I had. It's just crazy. The world's a nutty place. And what are you looking for?
Oh, I threw it over there. I just hear vibrating constantly from over here, and it's bugging me. But I know my phone's dead. I hear something right here going vroom, 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 vroom.
It's the reptilians, bro.
It's me being so fucking glued to my phone because I have to be for so long for work that like I constantly think a notification came off.
I don't have my sound or vibration on ever. Like no one can get a hold of me if I didn't have my phone on me or like even if I had it on me. But
I know it's a fucking annoying.
But when I first had a phone, like a flip phone back in the day, it would vibrate and you have it in your pocket. Even when I didn't have it in my pocket, it would feel like my leg.
Yeah, there's a word for that. What's it called?
So weird.
Fuck, what's that called? Shit.
It's
I don't remember.
That's fine. They told his mother that he needed to be treated and
That's
cared,
a phenomenon, though.
But he was he was not dangerous to himself or others. Because of this, they allowed his mother to have him released and introduced him back in society, which proven to worsen his conditions. But he would have they would have just locked him in a room anyway. But like to the doctor, it's like, oh, he had some orange peels on his head. This sounds like a comedy movie, It's fun.
He is a modern day Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey didn't exist.
I know that was the joke.
Out of the American River Hospital, Richard got more delusional, began accusing his mother of poisoning his food as well as mind control. She's like, "You're controlling my mind, Mom." I'm like, "No, I'm not, man." Imagine dealing with it. Like my mom dealt with me, and I was pretty bad. I couldn't imagine dealing with it. I was like really bad, but like I couldn't imagine dealing with like a kid like this. That like was this like psychotic and believed people were following him.
It sounds like similar.
Yeah, it does sound. I thought reptilians were.
It sounds pretty similar.
Yeah. When the Ouija board told me that it couldn't tell me that when I realized I could use it by myself. My aunt was like, "Don't touch it" or whatever. Don't use it by yourself. And then I used it by myself.
I'm so happy you said that. I just saw a video of a mom, and it was like a bunch of kids upstairs using a Ouija board. And she's like, I fucking told those kids not to use that in my house. And she's downstairs at the breaker switch, shutting off their lights
that's
and like
so
flicking the
smart.
fuck out of it.
Yeah, I would be scaring the shit. Doing like scratching noises, walking in with a sheet on your head.
Oh, I'd fuck with my kids so hard.
I know, so would I. But and then I would the Ouija board was crazy because I would use it drunk, and I don't know if it was my own subconscious doing this because like it would be crazy. But it started telling me that like it wasn't I wasn't actually dead spirits, that it was like they were living like beings that exist on our like planet, and it told me that my mom was a reptilian, and I was like maybe. I'm just kidding. So now Richard was living on his own and would spend his days riding back and forth from the local rabbit farm. What do you think he did with those rabbits, Billy?
Flashlight.
That has to be so. I didn't even know about this part. At the farm, he would buy a rabbit, bring it to his apartment where he butchered it, and then either ate it. They ate the rabbit raw, like fucking Schmeagol. We likes it raw. Can you do that? Can you do Schmeagol? Can you do like a Gollum? We ate it raw.
I gotta hear it. I can't do that off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I've heard the actual
Gollum.
voice.
Okay, that's all I can think of.
Yeah,
It's
I can't do it without hearing the sound.
And then,
Ask Google to do Gollum. Will they do that? Will they do sounds?
Google, can you do an impression of Gollum from the Lord of the Rings?
Here are the top search results.
No.
Here
you go.
I can't do impressions.
Voice impression that I like to do. We need it. Must have the precious.
We must have the. I can't do it. It's getting way off. Really weird.
What was that? What was the saying that you wanted me to do? Sorry.
We likes it raw. It's okay.
I tried.
Creepy. Yeah. So he's crazy. And he would in particular he would eat the entrails, drink the blood, throw.
What's the entrails?
Like the intestines and stuff.
The end trails. It sounds like you're eating the butthole in the mouth.
Yeah, kind of. Well, no, like the it's like a part of your like intestines.
I guess it's the trail, yeah.
And he would you know what he would do?
What would he do?
He would get out his magic bullet and then he would blend them. There's no magic bullet back there, but he would throw them.
But you think you have to say that like people don't know that?
He would throw them in a blender.
The magic bullet came out like the 1700s.
He would fucking. He used his blender to like he threw a bunch of dead rabbits into the blender and then turned it on and then guzzled down the concoction of just disgusting
skin,
liquid.
Bones.
Man. One can only speculate what the rabbit farm owners thought of Richard as he bought rabbits in such frequency. He's like, I'm back again. What'd you do with those rabbits? And it's just like, I have a little farm going at home, you know?
I'm trying to duplicate your farm and sell them for more.
Yeah. I'm gonna create a pyramid scheme. The vigorous consumption of rabbits was done because Richard now believed that his heart was shrinking like the fucking Grinch. That's crazy, man.
His heart was shrinking.
He believed that his heart was
shrank 4 times that day.
Yeah.
When did it grow?
And
when
he
saw
believed it would disappear if he did not knew nothing about it. He needs to be in a psychiatric care, man. If he really believes this shit in his head, which in this case he concluded to eating raw rabbit meat and entrails would help. And it's like, who is telling you this? This is where I think, like, I don't know. Okay, I really truly believe in dark entities and stuff like that. And they do exist all around us all the time. Mm-hmm. Imagine if like they can just take advantage of someone like this, or like, you know, it'd be really cool. You know, you kill a rabbit, and then one day you kill a human. Then you drink their blood. You know what? And we'll be over here, but like some good adrenochrome energy or whatever they call it. The organ energy. There's different ways to say it, but the spiritual essence. You know,
that sounds like a fucking Ponzi scheme.
Yep. It's all a scheme. Richard's condition had obviously began like it was an example of Cotard's syndrome. Cotards.
That's awfully close.
A psychological illness that leads a person to believe he or she is a walking corpse or alive but rotting.
Oh, I've heard of that before. I've heard of that
missing
before.
Important piece of their anatomy like blood or organs. I wonder, like,
thought
what,
they died.
yeah, and this is
Yeah.
why we shouldn't put like heavy metals in the water, like fluoride and stuff.
Those are I just watch. Fuck, what did I just watch? I don't know how real this is, but I saw that on I was watching New Amsterdam.
Don't know what that
I don't know
is.
if you ever saw. It's basically like Grey's Anatomy, I guess, but like a knockout version. But a guy thought he was dead.
Yeah.
So he started like digging a grave or whatever, and cops caught him or whatever. But it was just due to a tumor in his brain.
Yeah.
So like that could also be relation,
yeah.
just like undiagnosed tumors and stuff like that.
It was
like,
pretty
make you
sad.
think things.
Yeah, my one of my aunt that died of like she had a tumor, but it was because of alcoholism. Like she drank way too much. She was drinking like a 26er every day.
Wow, that's a lot.
It was bad, and we never got to see her pass because of COVID, because they wouldn't let you see your loved ones while they were having extravagant parties with hundreds of people. These elites that were laughing at us. Sad, but she called me once, and I was at work, and when she was like at the hospital thing, and then she was like, when's Nanny coming to see me? And I was like, Nanny's dead. And she's like, I was like, I have to go, but like, yeah, I was like, and she said like, and when's Nanny coming? I was like, and she'd sound like loopy and stuff. And this is when like a couple weeks before she passed or whatever. And then my mom's like, why'd you tell her that? And I was like, I didn't know what to do. She's like, you can't like tell that to someone when they're like in that state of mind. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I did. I said it.
I told you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to the bitch.
I know, but it's so crazy. You know what I mean? But sad story. But like what your mind does to trick you and convince you of things, especially in states like that. So one night, Richard's father came to visit his son, found him sitting on the couch wearing only shorts and looking pale and sick. Richard told his dad that he had bought a bad rabbit and thought he had food poisoning. Richard, aided by his father, went to the hospital where doctors found that he was indeed sick, but not from food poisoning, but rather from blood poisoning, brought on because he had injected himself with rabbit's blood. Drinking it was fine, and eating it, I guess, which is crazy that your stomach and body can withstand that type of thing. But Richard, because like Albert Fish, we talked about him, he ate like raw meat. Richard did this because he thought he had eaten a rabbit who had eaten battery acid. The battery acid had seeped through the walls of his stomach into his flesh. And the only thing could cure it, the battery acid in his stomach, was blood from a clean blood, rabbit blood.
Is rabbit blood clean though?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I'd go on a limb and say probably not.
So crazy, man. After the rabbit acid incident, Richard was committed to a mental institution yet again. But it didn't last more than 2 days, as he escaped by running out the front door, which had been unlocked. The staff caught him soon after. When he was brought back, they transferred him to a different facility where he earned the nickname Dracula because he would consistently talk about blood and killing animals. Like, he needs to be locked up. He needs to stay in a mental institution. Stop letting him out being like, he's fine. We're saying it's normal behavior. He's just a weird guy that likes drinking blood. And
we haven't even gotten to the people yet, eh?
No.
Oh
As I said, this is a long episode. I told you that.
Keep going.
This is a wild one. So then impressively, he continued killing animals while he was committed in the hospital. One day, the staff found him with fresh blood all over his face. Upon inspecting his room, they found birds with their necks broken by his window. This guy's like, this is why I said, like, you know, Richard Ramirez is by far like one of the most fascinating serial killers to me. Like, same with Edmund Kemper. There's some ones that we'll get into. But this guy always blew my mind because how the lead up to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Is just crazy. And it's funny because it says impressingly. Like it was impressive that he was like able to still kill these animals while he's in a mental institution. He apparently caught them, then somehow ripped off their heads and then sucked out the blood. Well, then they asked the blood and feathered covered Richard what was going on. What's going on, Richard? What are you doing in here? He told them that he had been cutting himself shaving. And yeah, so in addition,
and that's where the blood smears that are easily wipeable that you can't see the cut came
so
from.
Crazy. In addition to other diagnoses, it's most likely that Chase suffered from what is now known as Renfield syndrome. Although not concluded in the DSM-5 list of mental disorders, it is acceptable diagnosis for somebody who is consistently talking about blood, covering themselves in blood, and had a compulsion to drink blood. And if you go back and listen to me and Billy's episode about vampires, we talked about like real life vampires. There's like people that like are like sexually turned on by this shit. I told you I knew
be sexually turned on.
I knew a kid.
It's crazy.
I know it's nuts.
You knew somebody?
I knew a kid. He was very emo. And he pierced his he pierced his own penis. He pierced his own penis.
Ouch. That sounds like
he was like a weird kid. He lived down the street from like my buddy Austin. He was just like a weird
his tip. Like, did he skin the?
We never saw, but
like,
I
what
believe
part
the
of the
kid.
penis?
Some people did see it. And
do they do the under or do they do like this?
Through the head under? I know. This kid did by himself. Like did it to himself.
I don't.
And he like bragged about
There's
it.
no fucking way.
And then he did. People saw it. Chicks saw it. He showed girls because he was like this weird emo kid. And he said he was like turned on by like blood. And I'm like, oh man, you're fucked up. I don't want to hang out with you.
Did it through the head?
Yeah, because that's how you have to do it. There's a certain spot and you miss like some of the fucking important elements.
I can't.
Anyone that does that shit is like crazy, man. So nuts. So there's different forms. The Renfield syndrome has 3 stages. The first one is when patients cut themselves and drink their own blood. The second is the whatever that says, the zoophagia stage, in which a person consumes the blood of an animal. Zoophagia, that's a weird one, which includes the drinking of animals' bloods while the animal is still alive. The third stage is moving on to the blood of humans, when Richard would move on and do so after his release on September 29th, 1976. So his release was against the strong disapproval of everyone on the staff except for Richard's doctor. What's wrong with that doctor? All the staff's like, don't release him. He's a psychopath.
He's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I stuck my finger up there and it seemed fine to me.
Who said that Richard had good socialization and gotten a realistic view of his problem. Man, doctors are fucked in the head to release a guy like this. And is largely believed that Richard's mother was an influence in his release, as she had a strong sense of denial when concerning his son's illness.
Yeah,
and
as you would as 100%. A parent. Like,
and you
no
see
way.
this too with like Dahmer and stuff like that. How his dad, it's hearing his dad's interviews is like horrifying, because he's like, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong teaching his son about taxidermy, but you fucked your son up, bro. You messed him up. By showing them, like, they'd pick up like dead carcasses on the road and be like, let's go fucking stuff it, man. Don't tell your mom.
Yeah.
So obviously Richard's mom would often visit the facility, telling the doctors that he didn't belong there. So she obviously influenced that.
Yeah, so she got him out.
But following his release, his mother also felt the right to wean him off his medication because she didn't think he needed it.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
Because she said that he walked around like a zombie.
Yeah, well, it does do that.
He needs to.
It does do that, and that's hard watching someone you love and fucking
100%.
on medication.
I've said that. I grew up with a friend that was schizophrenic. He's the one that showed me how to use the Ouija board and stuff. And he would walk past churches and hear screaming and stuff. It was like, wow. He believed like a ghost was choking him at night and stuff, like wild shit. I'm like, I want to live inside your head for like a day. Sounds fun.
Sounds like a good movie.
So somewhere in the beginning of 1977, his parents allowed the court-ordered conservatorship to expire, and Richard became responsible for his own livelihood. Not a good idea. Still thinking she was aiding her son, Richard's mother's helped him plan a 3-week trip to Washington and gave him $1,400, which is like at that time would
a lot of fucking money.
Would have been like $1,450, and this was like
in the 60s,
70s at this point.
70s now.
Yeah,
that's
77.
That's probably what, like $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah, in Washington, Chase bought a 1966 Ford Ranchero for $800 from a man in a steamboat in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, a car that would facilitate his thirst for blood.
All right, here we go. We're getting good shit.
On August 1977, the true unstable thoughts in Richard's mind were unleashed. He was off his medication, living on his own in an apartment. His parents were paying the rent, and he was barely checking up on him. His mother kept telling him there was nothing wrong with him. You're my good little boy. She didn't say that, but like essentially that's what she's saying. And the medications were not needed. His mom, just like Dahmer's dad, were complicit in this shit. You are. Because if you're not giving your son proper help and you're denying,
it's hard, man, dude. That's fucking.
Do you know what
hard.
that's like?
That's super hard to do. Could you imagine though? Could you imagine like looking at your kid and being like, you're mentally ill and like
killing my kid's killing dead rabbits?
You want to give them the benefit of the doubt every fucking chance of the way.
Crazy. So this is wild. On August 3rd, 1977, tribal police were called out after a car had been reported abandoned near Pyramid Lake and near Walker River Reservation in Nevada. Upon arriving, they found a 1966 Ford Ranchero with a bumper sticker that said, "I'd rather be flying." That's such a dumb bumper sticker. Stuck in the sand. Inside the car, they found a loaded 30-30 rifle and a 22 rifle. Both of them stained with blood. Near the guns was a pair of bloody tennis shoes. Those shoes, man. All these Richard with their bloody shoes.
It always gets you.
Shoes. Let's get some shoes.
I forgot about that.
These shoes rock.
No way.
Yeah. Before, when it was like kind of comical to dress up like a woman when you were a man, I can't help but fucking this shit in. But like that shit's, I saw people posting that clip on TikTok, and I'm like, man, I was an emo kid. We used to watch those stupid videos of that guy. He's like, I mean, YouTube was cool, man. They had a bunch of weird skits. You make like money off of it. Like, you know, you get like thousands of views of just doing stupid skits, like easy thrown together, couple $100 skits, you know. But
Vines.
Yeah, Vines didn't last that long, and it became TikTok. And a pile of blood-soaked clothes on the floor of the car. There's fresh blood. There was a white plastic bucket with a liver inside. Using their binoculars, the tribal police spotted Richard Chase. They're just like,
they just went, I wonder if there's anything
anybody out there. And he was naked. Richard Chase was naked, perched on, listen to this. He was perched on a large rock, like he's some sort of like creature, like some sort of like bald eagle, like feeling majestic. And about half a mile away, when officers approached him, Richard reportedly took off like a shot. Like he just like, boom, like booked it. But then he was caught by a police officer on an ATV. It'd be crazy if like the blood and the schizophrenia made him hallucinate. So he's like just fucking booking it. Like like they're like, wow, that's the fastest kid alive. You know, like that's super bad. Once he was caught, they saw that Richard was literally covered in blood, with blood smeared under his armpits and even poured into his ears. When the police asked him where the blood came from, he told them that it was seeping from him. Chase was taken to the station in question, and after the police figured out that the liver had been taken from a cow.
Did it to a cow?
He killed a cow. This is like, have you ever seen, you must have seen this movie, Super Troopers?
Yeah.
When he's like blackout drunk, and then he wakes up and he's like covered in blood next to a cow and some shit. Do you remember that part?
No,
it's like the Indian dude. It's pretty funny. He's like, or it's Beer Fest, one of those like kind of movies. But like he takes acid or takes some sort of hallucinogenic, and then he like wakes up like naked. Maybe it's another film. It's a comedy film, and he wakes up and then he like looks around. He's like naked, and there's like a dead cow there, but it's definitely like the broken lizard.
Yeah,
people, and he like starts running away.
I think I remember what you're talking about.
So stupid. So yeah, they so crazy. He was arrested nonetheless, and his car was impounded. But because the U.S. attorney didn't press charges, he was let go. It's like, he just killed a cow.
This guy's getting away like left, right, and center, and that's what fucks up.
This is what's crazy.
He gets away too much.
This happens so often throughout like history of like serial killers. How often they were just like, they could have prevented this, right?
But also, you can't sentence someone to life for killing a rabbit.
No, but you can put him in a mental institution.
Until what? Until a doctor goes, I felt his glance.
They're like, he was on drugs, so like that could have explained his behavior. But and then in October 1977, Richard bought and stole a few dogs, which he killed and presumably drank the blood of.
And I don't like this story anymore.
Yeah, scary. Dun dun dun.
I don't like this story. Don't care.
Yeah. So
Get
and
into
then
a good human killing.
it would be more than 2 months later that Richard Chase would go on to commit his first human
There
murder.
it is.
On December 2nd, Richard Chase bought a gun for $69, which he would not be able to pick up before December.
Shut up for laughing at that.
$69 for a gun, bro. But it was unable to pick it up until December 18th, so his credentials could be verified. This purchase tapped out all of his funds, so he asked his mom to buy him a holster for it, which she said no, and he stole the holster from a thrift store. A thrift store. I said a thrift store. A thrift store sounds like it's a bunch
when
of
you're drifting and you just need something to get you there.
Look,
It's
you
like
see
whether
his
it be
holster
a
right
gun, whether it be fucking
you see it on him right
lubricant.
there. Look at his holster. That's it. That's
I got my holster.
crazy. That's what you're gonna look like, man.
I love how he's smiling there. He's so happy. He
He's
looks
on
like
drugs, probably.
Oh yeah, he
Whacked
looks
out of his
high as
mind
fuck.
on acid or some shit. So crazy. So then, whatever. Eventually, like his mother allowed him to own a gun. With everything that she knew about him, she was like cool with it. Bonkers, crazy.
Mom doesn't care.
I know.
She's like, "My boy."
So this is kind of appropriate considering this will come out just before Christmas because, around this time, his parents decided they would not allow him to spend Christmas at home that year. And upon learning this, Richard allegedly shot the family cat through the head in front of his mother. Oh, this is the part. And then he proceeded to smear the blood all over himself. You're not going to let me come to Christmas, Mom? You're not going to let me come to Christmas? Bap. It's like,
Why,
like this?
if his mom was okay with everything, why did she not let him come to Christmas?
Clearly she wasn't.
But
She's in such denial, though. His parents decided that he could no longer be in the house and resided in his own apartment.
I thought he was in his own
Crazy.
apartment.
He
Yeah.
was, but they couldn't, they didn't want him in the house
At all. Yeah.
Man, your
Like, we're
kid
done.
needs help, dude. Your kid needs real help. More than anybody else out there at the time. I feel there's tons of crazy people out there. But specifically, he has shown so many signs that he needs to be locked away and treated in some capacity. Crazy. Days after that, Richard cut his hair, shaved, and began to dress better and told his parents that he was feeling better. He also told them he was thinking about starting to look for a job. But while his parents thought that Richard was finding more stable ground, he was attempting to lead a more normal life. He was in the process of attaining more guns and buying more ammo over the next couple of days. This collection of weapons and ammo might be used as proof to show that he obviously premeditated the murders to come because they tried to blame it on
erratic behavior.
Yeah,
or whatever,
they was schizophrenic or whatever, right? So being a visionary serial killer, Richard didn't target women or men. Yeah, literally. Women specifically. It was mostly it was for the blood for him. So either sex would do. And this is the idea, right? Is that there's product killers and process killers. Do you know the difference?
No.
So product killers is people need to kill for something. Jeffrey Dahmer loved hairless chests. That's always my first example because that's what he liked. So he killed for that, right? There was a purpose to it, to them, right? In Chase's purpose was blood. But then there's process killers like Bundy. Even though he did collect things, but the feeling, the murdering that was the point, the process is he was really into it, right? That's what got him off. That's what he was into, right? But the product killers, it's just a means to an end.
Yeah, it was just I have to do this. Okay, understood.
So crazy. So leading up to his first murder, Richard walking up to the to people's homes as well as stalking them. That's why it does remind me of the other Richard, going into properties, even backyards, to ogle at potential victims through their windows, which is frightening back in the day because everyone left their door unlocked, and there's that happy white family with their white picket fence and their white dog.
Everything's white,
and he was going through the process what most serial killers go through, the process of consistently allowing oneself little liberties, which helps us to build up courage and confidence needed to order to move on to murder. December 27th, 1977, a woman named Dorothy Polinsky. It's funny because even me and Aaron were just doing the strange murder weapons episode.
Yeah.
And even he was struggling with last names. He's like, why are they never just like John Smith? And I was like, I told you, man. Last names are the weirdest thing. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fucking infamous at this point.
Yeah. Polinsky.
John Polinsky.
Who the fuck is John Polinsky?
Ask Google.
All right. Who is John Polinsky?
According to Rend, Ryan and Downs, LLP, principal and co-managing partner, John Polinsky joined Rend, Ryan.
This is a lie.
Oh, maybe it's not John. What the fuck's the first one? Oh, who am I thinking of right now?
I think you're
the fucking.
I don't think it's Polinsky.
It is Polinsky.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. So listen.
I wish I had my fucking phone right now.
A woman named Dorothy.
Please,
Polinsky
somebody comment.
Was doing. I don't think I think it's a different name. I think it's Polanski or something like that. And you're thinking of something.
No, it's
else.
Polinsky.
Anyways, Dorothy Polinsky was doing her dishes around 6:30 p.m. when she heard a loud pop, followed by a sound of shattered glass breaking. And she reacted to the sound of the breaking glass. She felt a streak of heat pass right above her skull. The sensation on her scalp was from a bullet that passed through the tight bun and Dorothy wore in her hair in before it lodged itself in the back of her kitchen cabinet. Richard's first attempt
fucking went through her bun.
Man, she's lucky that, like, you know how they have those beehive like hairdos?
Yeah.
She's so lucky because that like whizzed through, missed her scalp. She said she felt the heat from the bullet before it lodged itself in her kitchen cabinet. This is Richard's first attempt at murdering a human being. Was unsuccessful, but the bullet would match the gun that Richard would later use the next day on his second attempt. The next day, on December 28th, 1977, Chase took his car to the street of Sacramento with his .22 caliber gun in hand and tried again. Not far from where Richard himself lived, he drove by a house where he spotted 51-year-old Ambrose Griffin. What a name, Ambrose, was unloading groceries from the back of his car, about to carry them inside along with his wife. Two loud pop rang out, stunning them both. Reacting to the sound, his wife turned around just in time to see her husband slump to the ground. I think they thought that he had a heart attack at the first glance, right? The first bullet missed Ambrose, and the second, but the second bullet had hit him directly in the chest, killing him. After the murder of Ambrose Griffin, Richard went home and watched the television for the rest of the day, the TV being one of his favorite pastimes. It's got to get through your day when you're a fucking vampire. Love sucking blood. It's gonna
What is that photo? What was the first one?
It's just you see a vampire sucking the blood of the chick. It's like
I didn't see the vampire behind. I just saw like the skeleton.
Yes. Yep.
That was him.
Yeah, crazy. Suave though.
Suave with the girl that he doesn't have sex with.
Yeah, because his penis is impotent. So with Ambrose being completely random victim, the Sacramento police didn't think that it was a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
Like they had no idea. It was just a weird turn of events, right? Like the next day in a weird turn of events, the police decided to bring in a psychic after a 12-year-old reported that a man in his mid-20s had attempted to shoot him from a brown Pontiac Trans Am, which is crazy. This little boy's like, this guy like tried to shoot me, but he wasn't a good shot.
He got a fucking Trans Am?
Yeah, the boy couldn't remember any details. And that, so they brought in a psychic. What do you think about that, Billy?
Yeah, you don't want to know what I think about that.
After a long psychic session, the boy recalled the license plate number 219 EEP. But as now we know, Richard Chase had a Ford Ranchero, and the plate did not match. Obviously, they just
manipulated them.
It led it nowhere. But this idea of like that, I learned about this in law class. The idea, like, obviously, victims don't remember shit. Nobody remembers anything, man.
What is
Let me hit your vape.
There's a percentage though, right? It's victim storytelling is like 85% incorrect. It's like something dumb like that.
It's crazy. There's many stories.
They make up so much in their fucking head.
Like always the famous story I remember is like in Florida, this black man murders this guy's wife.
Okay.
And then the police pick him up And then he's like, yeah, and they're trying to see if they can find the guy around somewhere. And he just points at the very first black kid that he saw. And since this 16-year-old kid coming back from getting bubble gum, and then he accused him of doing it, and the kid didn't do it, and he spent years in jail.
That's right. Yeah, dude, I
Crazy.
remember that story. But yeah, no, that's why they're victim testimonies now. And it kind of just goes to show what psychology does. Is like when you get traumatized by something, like your mind can excel that to be such a fucking ridiculous point that never happened.
Yeah.
Like none of
100%.
that happened. But you're so fucking convinced it did.
100%.
And you're just like, no, I was there. Like that happened. And like it's like, but it didn't.
Yeah,
but you've manufactured the story and it's so fucked.
So he was between the first and second murder, he was actually institutionalized again. Where he continued to complain that his head kept changing shape and that someone had stole his pulmonary artery.
He stole
his artery. It's great. Man, he's crazy, man. But it didn't stop his bloodlust, man. Don Larson, a neighbor of Richard, saw the young man bringing home 3 animals on different occasions in this period. 3 animals on 3 different occasions, 2 dogs, 1 cat. And then she never saw the animals again. And it was been said that he bought so many animals from local pet shops that he was placed on the no selling list after the animals he bought were never seen again. So crazy, man. So he keeps his
this guy's just going ham.
Worse. He becomes this obsession. And
how many people has he killed by now? 2?
Not 1.
Oh, just the 1.
So now he's back on the hunt.
Okay.
On January 23rd, 1978, Richard decided it was time to get up close and personal with his first human blood victim. He began walking.
I thought he already killed them.
He
didn't drink it.
He didn't get to drink the blood. He didn't get to play with the body.
Yeah, no, you gotta play with the body.
100%.
Gotta stick a finger up the bum and carry on.
Yeah, maybe 2. He began walking. I would laugh if the doctor was like, I got 1. Yeah. So let me see if I can fit 2 in there. I think it's like 3. And he's like, I can tell you like anal.
I can tell you gay.
Yeah. He began walking on 2909 Bernie Street, strolling up to the house of a woman named Jean Layton. He tried getting in via the patio door. Oh, like Richard Ramirez, whatever they called him, the screen door stalker or some shit. Mm-hmm. But the door was locked, so he moved to the window. The windows were also locked. Good for her. So he moved to the back door where Jean, who had already spotted him, was staring at him through the window. That's fucking frightening. You already noticed this guy walking around your house, and then you like look in the window, and then he's looking at you, and you're looking at him through the window, face to face, through the glass, which is crazy. Gene would later say that he stared.
Well, it's not that durable either.
He stared at her with no emotion, as if he was looking at a car he was thinking about buying. Unable to enter her home, Richard lit a cigarette and walked away from her house, continuing down the street.
Wow.
Which is like crazy, dude. Just no emotion. Extremely terrifying. That's frightening. About a half an hour later, Richard entered the unlocked house of Robert and Barbara Edwards. Years later, Richard told the FBI profiler Robert Riesler that he went out to murder and only went to houses that were unlocked, not because it was easy, because he thought that the locked houses meant that he was not welcome. A play on the mythology that vampires cannot enter a home without being invited. Pretty interesting. So
that's kind of neat, actually.
Crazy. When Robert and Barbara came home from the grocery shopping, they opened the door and found this filthy, scraggly looking Richard Chase standing in the hallway. Mm-hmm. Robert and Barbara spotted Richard Chase and chased him around the house for a short while. Wow, that'd be fucking crazy. Before Richard finally got past them and ran out the front door. I would lose my shit, man. If someone, like, I found someone in my house, like, that's why I got my communist killer in there.
That's when you keep going. You don't stop. Yeah, you got Mr. Charlie down there that will get him.
Yeah, I know. I have a sword in case. I call it my communist killer. When they inspected their house, they soon understood that Richard had intended to steal a few things, as they found a bag full of items such as rings, tape player, a decorative dagger, and a stethoscope. They also found that Richard had left something behind. When the couple walked into their baby's room, they found that Richard had opened the chest of drawers and urinated all over the baby clothes. He also took a shit on the baby's bed.
That's fucking disgusting.
A few serial murderers among Albert Fish had left fecal matter behind as their sign of power, literally defecating on their victims or something they cherished. I forgot that we didn't even talk about it in the episode that Albert Fish shit on stuff too. Just to shit on things that's important to people.
Just to be like, I got you.
So they called the police. They were in their 70s at the time. Many hippies were walking around doing drugs and, often filthy. So they were like, whatever, didn't really care. After a break-in attempt, Richard was thirsty and went to a store to grab himself his favorite drink, an orange soda.
Oh.
While at the store, he ran into an old classmate, Nancy Holden. Chase walked up to her and said, "Were you on that motorcycle when Kurt was killed? Because that would have been fucking awesome." And then, although Nancy had in fact dated a guy named Kurt, who had in fact died in a motorcycle accident, Nancy was understandably freaked out by the question. Not the least, she began to recognize Chase as he was filthy, smelled bad, skinnier, and had than when she had known him. And he was wearing a bright orange ski parka, which covered in brown stains, which are mostly definitely dried up blood. Crazy, man.
Jesus. So
yeah, she eventually got out of there. And because he started following her and she managed to get in her car, which is crazy. So though we don't know his intentions with Nancy Holden, it is fair to assume that, he probably would have tried to murder her, because if he would have gave her a ride, he had the 22 in the holster. It's quite possible. So obviously still thirsty for blood. Richard landed on a murder at 2360 Tioga, whatever way. We do not know at this point his motives were no longer robbery because a blue van was parked in the driveway. Clearly that someone was home. We don't know exactly why he chose this house in particular, though maybe there's a possible examination that is Richard recognized the van from the store parking lot and the same store where he is soon to be 22-year-old victim Teresa Walling had visited about an hour before Richard showed up at her house. So he seemed to have tracked her down in some regard. There is a possibility that Richard, deep in the webs of schizophrenia at this point, saw the blue van as a symbol because he chose that specific house. But being the textbook definition of a disorganized serial killer, it's more likely that it was a random act and the van was a coincidence. So Richard walked up to the front yard, took his 22 caliber handgun from the leather holster, cocked it, injected a bullet, and put it in Teresa's mailbox before he walked into the house.
Fucking what?
Yeah, he put that was his calling card. He's a mobster. He put a bullet in the mailbox. Gonna get you.
That's terrifying. That's actually terrifying, though. Yeah. That's scary. What a fucking psycho.
There is people there's mobsters that do that, right? Oh, you found a bullet in the mailbox. You're next.
I always thought that meant you'd send an ear or something.
Yeah, that's if you have a victim,
or a part of your family's body.
Yeah, because then you have them, right? Mm. In the hall, he found so he walked in the house. The door was unlocked. In the hall, he found Teresa on her way with a bag of garbage. When Richard pointed his gun at Teresa, she dropped the bag and put her hands up. That's when Richard began firing. The first bullet entered her palm, traveling up her arm, exited through her, which is crazy. So it's like this, through her elbow, and then nicked her in the neck.
Oh, wait. It traveled through her palm, so it shot like that.
And then went up through her elbow and nicked her in her neck.
Oh, that means
out.
This. That means out, yeah.
No! That's crazy, man.
Wow. Shit. That's nuts.
So that's when Richard began firing. Yeah. The second bullet went through the top part of her skull, killing her. She dropped to the ground. Richard then walked up and fired one more bullet into her temple from 6 inches away. 6 inches.
That's this far.
Yeah. Which was mercy considering what was to come. So obviously this is
just to make sure they're dead.
Kind of crazy, but Yeah, Richard picked up Teresa's body by the shoulders, dragging her to the bedroom, leaving a long, dark streak of blood on the floor. After he laid her down, he walked up to the kitchen where he got a knife. In the hall, he picked up an empty yogurt cup out of the garbage that Teresa had dropped and brought it back to the bedroom where he started working on the body.
This is the most inconvenient time to possibly say this, but what the fuck are you drinking right now?
Oh, isn't this funny?
Help yourself to my parents' wardrobe.
It's an IPA. I wish people could see it. It is the weirdest looking. Like,
it literally,
logo.
the logo
Just
literally
describe the logo.
says
All the these IPAs.
raspberry vanilla
Actually tastes pretty
smoothie IPA. Help yourself to my parents' wardrobe.
Can you describe the picture? A 1950s boy.
Yeah, they're identical. They're wearing matching. She's wearing a matching dress to his shirt. They're flower painted, and he's wearing cargo shorts.
Because it's about to get fucked up.
Just tastes like a normal IPA. I don't know all that vanilla raspberry shit.
It's going to be a little bit of a deep dive, but we are actually getting through a lot of the stuff because this is like, it's just going to ramp up. Like he instantly goes into the berserk mode. Like he loses his mind.
Yeah.
So first he pulled over her sweater, over her shoulders, cut off her left nipple, then stabbed her torso. So hard that he split open her sternum.
Oh, damn.
He sliced the left side of her stomach open, reached inside the wound, and pulled out the intestines until the organs were exposed before he stabbed the organs 8 times, stabbing so deeply that the knife came out through her back. That's incredible. That's crazy. The only organs he left unscathed were her kidneys. He then used an empty yogurt cup to gather the blood from Teresa's stomach cavity and drank much of it before he went to the bathroom, smeared his face and hands with more of Teresa's blood. He was like probably in ecstasy because this is all you ever wanted. Blood. And then finally disgraced the body when Chase walked out of the house. He picked up a pile of dog feces from the yard, which he shoved into Teresa's mouth. This shows in some regard that he had no respect simply for humans or women in general, because like he's defying the body in such an absurd, cruel manner that it's not just for the blood. This is why I want. Do you want to see?
That's fucking gross, man.
Want to see what the body look like? Because I stumbled upon this shit. And
why did you not show it to the fans?
Because you can't.
Oh, you're not allowed?
Maybe for Rumble, I was debating on putting in for an uncensored shit, but be prepared. This is like real. It's not fucked up. That's her body, and how her guts are just like torn out. Yeah, it's crazy. Is that fucked up? I've seen a lot of true crime
where
photos.
The fuck did you get that photo?
Google images. Literally.
Someone had to have AI.
This is
Photoshopped.
No, this is real.
Why do you know that? How do you know?
Because I researched it. There's like sites that will show you like. I gotta stop looking at this. Essentially, it's a woman on the ground. It's got her like guts pulled out of her, and she's like
brutal.
Bare. You can see her vagina and tits. You can see where like he cut the nipple and stuff like that. It's like the brutality, and that's why I was like,
who took that photo and then put it on the internet?
The cops would have.
They wouldn't have put it on the internet.
There is true crime.
They wouldn't have put it out there.
There's tons of crime scene photos on the internet. They're trying to wash them out now, probably, I'm sure. But back in the day, like
they're just like, this is what he did,
stuff,
I guess.
You know, like all these sites that were able to access these files somehow. I don't know. Cops are weird and they put shit out there.
I guess IP, or they put in their own system and people hack it, maybe.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Because Aaron's the only one that will do it. I have found this site's called like Morbid something or whatever.
Fantastic.
And I want to do an episode about the idea of why serial killers, and this will just be for Patreon, like especially the video. I don't even think we could probably show it on Rumble. And it's essentially why serial killers stage their victims in certain ways, and it shows all different examples from different serial killers, like Jeffrey Dahmer, where he bent the dude's back backwards and he like put him in this weird position where he was almost like, you know, girls do that, like that gymnastic,
that Eiffel Tower thing.
Yeah, but it's like he bent this guy's body, and I know you wouldn't do it, and I've told Aaron about it. Aaron's like, I'll do it, because I'm like, do the episode on and looking at these images. Why
the fuck wouldn't I?
I just thought you wouldn't want to look at images of dead bodies,
Like, I'm okay.
Aaron gets off to it, but like me, I'm just doing it at the sake of like, let's push the limits of this podcast on Patreon.
I'm all right.
Those
I'll
people
look
to
at
our-
some dead bodies.
All right, so we'll do that when Billy's
I won't
away.
sleep for a
I
fucking
know,
week, but I'll
it's
look at them.
Frightening. I just can't. I didn't know he like put the dog shit in her mouth. That's fucking crazy. But
That was a part I missed. Pardon me?
he grabbed dog poo poo from outside and then put it in Teresa's mouth.
Why?
Because he, like as I'm saying, he like
Power,
defecated
I
the
guess?
body. Yeah, it is 100% power. It is that he feels powerful. He's felt impotent and sad his whole life. He feels like he doesn't have enough blood in his body. He can't ever have sex with a girl. But I think it was this victim that he definitely fucked her, and people think that it was like the first time that he actually was able to get aroused, because serial killers that get this weird sexual satisfaction from like killing and stuff like that, like Andre Chikatilo, and like there's other ones where they like can't get hard unless they see the most brutal murder, which it feels like they're kind of like they're getting possessed by some sort of dark entity or creature or reptilian or something
At that point, yeah.
It's wild.
You were so shunned for so long.
But Matt, this is even crazier. But maybe the worst of all was what happened during the performed autopsy on Teresa. It was discovered that she was 6 weeks pregnant at the time of her death. He wouldn't have known that, because 6 weeks is not enough to really show something that I think he would notice, because he's just having so much fun with her like guts, like just throwing them to the side and just like being like, what's on here? It's fucked up. And like me and Aaron said in the last episode, I think it should come out before this one, the strange deadly weapon, the strange weapons episode, whatever, strange murder weapons. You have to joke sometimes about this stuff because it's so fucked up that my brain doesn't know how to, because it's messed up. If people can do this to other human beings and be like fine with it and even get gratification from it, So we left Teresa's house still covered in blood in like some sort of horror movie, and walked to his apartment that was very close by, where again spent the rest of his days watching TV. What's
on the telly?
So he's just covered in blood, walking down the street like some sort of movie, and it's crazy because you study true crime cases. You'll see how often they are around the victim's house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who it was, but there's one where it's like showing the map. It's like he lived here, and he murdered this chick here. It's like all the surrounding streets, and all like it's almost like a map that like an arrow that points to his house.
Yeah,
because it's all around. It's like
a perfect circle.
So yeah, it would be Teresa's husband who would find her disgraced body. I couldn't imagine what that would feel like. I have no idea. If I walked into my house and saw Chelsea eviscerated like that, and that's like I would probably kill myself. I wouldn't know what else to do. You know what I mean? Like
you find vindication.
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
I'll do something. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, that's when you're like, yeah, and I'm about to go to jail. Let's carry on.
It's pretty crazy. So obviously they know that the murders were committed by a person. They know they started looking into it and said they thought it was a random murder. It wasn't. Nobody knew what was going on. They did not say, the Sacramento PD did not try. In particular, Lieutenant Ray Bodie, who would go on to write the book of the vampire killer about Richard Chase, but they didn't know at the time. They thought it was a senseless act of violence. Who knows, right?
Which, like, kind of maybe.
Yeah. It was one time. It wasn't consistent yet. Right?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, like, what the fuck is that? Like, did that chick piss you off?
Yeah.
Is that what that happened?
Because that's like brutal.
That's so bad.
The only clues the police had was a set of footprints in a pool of Teresa's blood, the bullet that ended her life, and the one that was in the mailbox, and a series of ring stains that appeared to have been made by a frying pan or a bucket set on the floor. The ring stains implied that Richard either brought his own bucket or took a bucket from the kitchen. Since Richard was most likely not organized enough to bring a bucket himself, is believed he found it in the house because it was sporadic. He had no fucking plan, man. He's schizophrenic. He's just like, I just need this blood. And he found something, and I bet he brought it home and was like watching TV, being like, pours himself like a glass of, it looks like wine, in like a wine glass, and just like sipping on it, proud of himself. Because the guy is a true murdering psychopath. So obviously, as early as a few days later as possible, that, he maybe started looking for his next victim. He went door to door asking for old magazines, specifically back issues of Mad Magazine and Cosmopolitan, which is weird. I guess this is though it is impossible to say with certain what he was like looking for his next victim is maybe schizophrenic impulses. Like he was just like going around maybe like scouting out.
What you got? You got something good?
So strange. So later that month, a couple called the police after they found one of their Labrador puppies dead on their
I'm
rear
gonna
patio.
fucking kill this guy.
He's
I'm
already
so
dead, don't
sick of
worry.
this shit.
They gave him the fucking chair. Out of
Good.
The chair, one of them.
I hope it
killed
was
him.
dry. I hope they didn't even wet his skull. I hope it was dry electrocution. I can't say that word.
Electrocution.
Yeah. I always stumble over it. I don't know why.
So, where is these?
Do not show the dogs. I swear to fucking God,
that's
Tom.
an image from the circle ring, the blood.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of see it looks like a bucket or something was put there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Crazy. Yeah, this is I think also part from the crime scene at Teresa's. From Teresa.
What's the pencil for?
It must have been just dropped there, just taking pictures and stuff. And I looked for crime scene photos because I was trying to look to see if there's ones that we can show. And primarily that's it, other than when we get into when they like go through his apartment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to like match up the bullets. They couldn't really find anything. And there's the pup that found in the patio had his stomach. The pup had been shot and its stomach had been ripped open. When the police asked if they had seen any strange people, they told the police about a skinny, filthy man in an orange jacket who bought 2 puppies from them a few days prior. And then he's like toying with them. His schizophrenic, crazy mind. He's almost like, look what I did. See that? I bought these from you. Thought you were going to go into a caring home. Nope. I fucking tore them apart and drank their blood.
He's dead. Like I fuck the chair. He deserves so much worse.
Yeah. So it was only one of the fragmented bullets. They couldn't say that it was part of the Wallen murder. The guy got shot in the chest.
Mhm.
Yeah. I even as a cop, right? I don't even know how you would figure that out anyway, because it's such one is just a random like drive-by shooting, and one is like a brutal murder. And almost like a dissection of a human being, right? Pretty crazy, eh?
Detectives are crazy.
Yeah. 45 minutes of hell.
What?
That's what this is. The next section of this is called.
Oh,
this is where it goes full berserk mode, and then they eventually catch him.
All right, here we go.
So Evelyn Meredith was 38 years old.
45 minutes
of hell.
He did 45-minute rampage.
We'll get into
45 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, carry on.
He's a quick boy. How we should have a record? What did Ted Bundy do in that college? It was so quick, man. He's went around fucking stabbing people and shit. I think he did, or did he shoot them? I can't remember. I bet as much as like people like Ted Bundy's been overdone, and there's movies about him. I don't know. I think we could do a different spin on it. To be honest, I feel like I would like talking about Ted Bundy because he's one of those like as much as this shit is brutal. I've been fascinated by serial killers since I was 14. I have not become one yet, so let's hope that never happens. But I've always been fascinated by the fact that human beings can go to these lengths for some sort of gratification in their head. Like, you got to be really messed up to do this stuff. Like you have to be like beyond psychopathic. But then that's what we run our governments now, so that's fine. So Meredith was 38 years old, a single mother of 2 boys, Vernon, 13 years old, and Jason, 6, who lived in a country club center neighborhood of Sacramento. On January 27th, Evelyn was home with her son Jason and her sister-in-law's 20-month-year-old baby. David Faria. On that day, Evelyn had planned to send her 6-year-old son to play in the snow at the foot of the Sierra Nevada mountains along with their neighbor. But the plan would never come to fruition because of Richard Chase. At 9:05 a.m., Everly's friend Danny Meredith...
He did the shit in the morning?
I don't know if exactly, but this is when Danny Meredith came over to the house in a red station wagon. Once there, Evelyn asked him if he could drive her out and rent some snowshoes for Jason to take on the trip, something to which Danny happily obliged.
All right, let's back up. What the fuck snowshoe rental places open at 9 a.m.?
At most businesses open at 9.
Snowshoe rental? You think opening up at 9 a.m.?
I don't even know Nevada
Come get
had
your fucking
snow.
snowshoe rental at first thing in the fucking
This
morning.
can't be the same.
Half an hour after fucking grocery stores open.
This can't be the same Nevada where like Area 51 is though. This is not Las Vegas, Nevada.
No.
Is there a Nevada in California? There must be.
That's a Google thing. Because
It
Nevada's
has
a
to be.
desert, right?
I got that image on my phone now. Nevada in California?
No.
According to Wikipedia, Nevada County is a county located in the U.S. state of California.
No, look at next. There's no way there's snow there. They don't have snow there.
Is there snow in California?
No. That's not what you should be asking.
Currently in Los Angeles.
Oh, it's like, no, not right now.
Where in Nevada is there snow?
Where in Nevada is there snow?
Here's information from Snow.
Oh, it's not telling me shit.
Yeah, because they don't know, because that's not a thing.
Weird. Nah, that's so strange.
What are you getting snowshoes for in Nevada?
So not long after Danny left the house, Chase entered the home through an unlocked back door. He proceeded into the bathroom where Evelyn was taking a bath and quickly shot her in the head, killing her instantly. It's like it would have been, I couldn't imagine the last moments of your life. You're just like excited to go on this trip. You know,
it was a trip. They were fucking gonna travel for it.
They said to Nevada, so it's just weird. I don't understand. But like you're gonna go for this trip. She's excited. She has like her kid, and then
and it's like first thing in the morning.
And yeah, like first thing in the morning. She's having a bath, getting ready for the day. What a different time to have a bath while you get ready for the day. You know what I mean? Enjoying yourself. And then he just walks in instantly, just like shoots her in the head. The door is unlocked. Stop blocking. Like, especially back then, everyone's like, you can trust your neighbors. And this dude just like comes in and like slaughters you, like just shoots you in the fucking head. It is crazy. And then like, you know, she died instantly, which I like, you know, it'd be crazy because like those traumatic events, your soul just like, what happened? And he had done the deed quickly and cowardly in order to avoid a struggle, because he is a coward, just like he had done with Teresa Wallen. Once Evelyn was dead, Richard dragged her naked body out of the bathroom into the bedroom again. So he's like,
I'm getting something.
I got to get intimate, so I'm going to do it in the bedroom where you get intimate. He laid her on the bed. What happened next is not known in detail, but it is presumed that the 6-year-old Jason heard the gunshots, came into the bedroom just as Richard was laying his mother on the bed. Richard shot the young boy twice in the head at close range and left the body on the floor.
Fuck sakes, man.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is why this guy's crazy, because it gets like really dark really quickly. And like he goes full berserk mode. Like he goes like maniac mode. And he then got a knife from the kitchen in order to repeat the atrocities he had subjected Teresa Wallen to, but was interrupted when the front door swung open and Danny Meredith back with the snowshoes for Jason. I couldn't imagine walking into this shit, man. It was like a dead boy on the floor. The mom shot.
That's your son.
I think it's a friend. I think Danny was just it was her friend.
So I thought it was her husband.
Probably a boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Chase walked out of the kitchen, met Danny in the hall with a .22 caliber ready in hand. Richard merely raised the gun and shot Danny between the eyes. It is after murdering Danny Meredith, that Richard noticed the sounds of a 20-month-old crying infant coming from one of the bedrooms. Yeah, I told you, this is like one of the darkest episodes that we'll probably get into for a while, because at least Richard Ramirez killed a bunch of old ladies, not kids. So following the
4 of his 6 murders with the same house.
Yeah, is that crazy? Crazy, eh? That's why it was 45 minutes of hell. It's just this like he goes into maniac mode. He's like in the moment, and he just like kills because he can't stop now. He's like in the moment of it, and he knows if he doesn't do this, he's getting caught or beat up or something, right? And so following the wails, he found a baby crying, lying in a crib. He pointed the gun at the small head of the baby boy and pulled the trigger. Richard then returned to the bedroom with 2 carving knives from the kitchen and began to mutilate this chick and do this blood ritual that he had performed also on the corpse of Teresa Wallen. First, he cut open Evelyn's stomach, sternum to the navel, then across her belly, pulled out her intestines. He stabbed her deliberately in specific organs, again, leaving only the kidneys unscathed, which is weird in general that he would do that. He took out one of the livers, cut off a piece of it, and ate it. I told you it was going to get bloody and it was going to get gory. This guy is an absolute maniac. Yeah, it's because
I hate that he got put to the chair. I wish he just like rotted in solitude for the rest of his life.
I know. It's crazy because like I don't know. I can read stories. It sounds like, but I've been interested by true crime and watching horror movies and all sorts of like dark and disturbing stuff since I was fairly young, which is probably not the greatest thing, but I've like music about it, like Necro and all these other rappers and musicians and like heavy metal. But like when it comes to like kids being murdered, it is just so beyond disturbing because like no human deserves what he did to them in any way, but like an innocent kid or baby, it just
happens to be there.
This happens to be there and doesn't deserve this. He didn't need to do that. The baby would have saw nothing.
He could have left.
Like it was 20 months old. Like it is not.
Could have left, and maybe somebody might have stumbled upon this before the baby fucking died.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, and that baby, he chose to kill it,
which is crazy. So he went back to the bedroom where the dead infant was, brought the body back to the bathroom where he split the head open and partially dumped the baby's brains into the bathtub. It was then that a knock came from the front door. The family across the street.
Police.
No, it's just, isn't that he fucking split this baby's head open. And that's why I was like, maybe we'll get an Edmund Kemper or Richard Ramirez suit or whatever. But when I already wrote this out like a year ago, and I remember reading that part and being like, there's like, that's like beyond crazy. That's like,
I'm sad now, man.
I know. Well, I'm sad that you're leaving, so I'm glad I did this to you.
Fuck you.
The family across the street were still waiting for Jason to come over so they could go on their trip. After waiting for a while and not hearing anything, the mother next door sent her young daughter to check on while they were taking so long. Luckily, Richard Chase did not open the door. Instead, he waited until the little girl left.
Holy fuck.
God. He took Danny Meredith's keys to the red station wagon and escaped unseen by anyone with a bucket of blood and the baby. He took the baby, the 20-month-old baby. He took it. Yeah.
Why the fuck did he take it?
I have no idea. It's quite sad to make it even sadder. Here is the kid, one of
Stop.
them, and here is the baby.
Stop.
He took that kid. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's not 20 months.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the baby that he took.
That's way old.
Because this is the older kid.
Yeah, that other kid's got to be older than 2 years.
You can be a big boy like that.
It's got to be older than 2 years.
Yeah, it does look older than 2 years, but very sad either way. The crime scene was discovered 30 minutes later when a neighbor opened the back door and saw Danny Meredith's corpse lying in the hall. You'd be like, and then you go in the next room, and then you'd be like, I feel like you'd have a heart attack. You'd be like you would see a dead body, and then you would go in and see the dead body, and then the bloody bathtub with the dead body in it, then the child, and then it's just crazy. And the infant from Richard entered when he escaped. He had taken 45 minutes to do this. 45 minutes. So crazy.
Jesus.
And the fact that it says that the baby was found, so he took only some of the baby.
Well, no, the baby was found probably with him, I'm assuming.
Police were at a loss about who committed these atrocious murders. But based on the similar style of mutilation done on the bodies, they assumed he was the same person that murdered Teresa and had also committed the mass murder that had just been uncovered. The police also found the same ring imprints that had been discovered in the earlier crime scene. You'd be like, this bucket or whatever. I don't even know what they thought at the beginning, right? And he was wearing, the crazy thing is, he was smart enough. A lot of serial killers are like, nah, DNA is never going to happen, or fingerprints, whatever. He would wear gloves. So there was never fingerprints. It was like they found this pattern essentially on a lot of the stuff when they tried to do fingerprint testing. And it was a pattern, like a glove pattern, like a ring or whatever you like, from like the grooves in a glove or whatever. Richard suddenly moved. He wore rubber gloves, thus leaving no fingerprints. In addition to wearing gloves, he had dumped his Rancho truck at the Miroth house and taking Meredith's red station wagon, which he had drove to another apartment complex where he parked it, again proving he knew what he had done was wrong, because they try to justify, like, they try to say that like he was like schizophrenic or whatever, right? And that's why he was like losing his mind. So he was somehow justified.
Yeah, no, he
doing this.
clearly hid.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know, man. I told you this one is dark. So police did find Meredith's car, but found a little link to Chase, which is surprising considering what Chase was carrying, a bucket of blood in the corpse of an infant. However, they would later find out that Richard had parked the car only 100 yards away from his front door. Can never be fast enough. It's so
I've
hard.
never watched you type that fast.
I was really trying to get that dun dun dun. But like it's crazy, right? Like and how it ends is even like bizarre, because most of the time it's a happy accident that the killers are caught. Richard Ramirez being a prime example of this. That like when it's just crazy, because when we do, I want to cover Richard Ramirez with you and Aaron, and maybe we'll get the opportunity over the computer while you're away.
Shut up.
Cry about it. But like it's like how as soon as his picture got out there and what he looked like remember people chased him down the street and shit.
Yeah.
And we're like, get him. It reminds me of like when in Little Nicky, when they all they put his face on Scarface, and then they all think that he killed people, and then there's all those people. I've seen Little Nicky too often. Last a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Little Nicky. Remember that movie? Adam Sandler. He's the devil's son.
No, I never watched that one.
What? You've never seen Little Nicky?
I didn't watch that one. No.
You would love it. It's so funny.
I probably would. It was Adam Sandler. I like
Adam Sandler, and he's the devil's son, and he has to go to Earth to like bring back his brothers that are taking the Hell's throne.
I don't think I've watched that.
Billy's, you've never seen Little Nicky?
I don't think so. No. I can't recall it.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome.
No.
What?
No.
This is crazy to me.
I'm gonna go watch that tonight.
Crazier than this. Go rent to do what you have to do to watch this movie.
Done.
I can't. That blows my fucking mind.
Done.
Wow. Well, that made me a little more happier, because like you're gonna.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I've seen that movie so many times. I can't even tell you. Release the evil. I hope that's a pretty good impression of it. Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. He like comes to Earth. He starts trying shit. He's like, I would like to come for a gelati with you. And he's like, he eats like ice cream. He's never tried any of this shit. It's fucking such a, I can't believe you've never seen it. Whoa.
I'm curious.
So even though the detectives in the case, they didn't, there's new detectives or rookie detectives. They did an impressive job capturing the vampire of Sacramento. Because some of them were rookie cops and some of them were like new to the case, and one guy said he's like never seen anything like what he saw. Even when me and Chelsea, I watched 2 documentaries, one today before he came, and I watched one the other night with Chelsea. And we're just like the fact that like I said most cops they see like a someone shot or stabbed on the street. You know what I mean? Some altercation happens, you catch the guy pretty quickly. But like seeing someone just being destroyed and a baby's missing, but his brain like. So with no concrete leads, Lieutenant Biondo, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name.
Bianca.
But just Lieutenant decided to try
that fucking
something new.
electric guy from Street Fighter.
Biondo. It's
B-I-O-N-D-O.
B-I-O. Biondo.
Yeah, sure.
So he's like, I'm gonna try something new, and he had learned 2 years earlier at he was at this seminar hosted by the FBI, and it was like the psychological profiling or whatever. Using the techniques he had learned in combination with the crime scene evidence and a few hunches, the lieutenant was able to make a few assumptions. The first assumption was that since no witnesses in the suburb, the suburban neighborhood, could remember had seeing any minorities around. Sounds
oh my
racist.
fucking God. That's exactly what they think too.
100%.
That's exactly how that
100%.
fucking, you know it. You know that's exactly what they were saying. That is word for word in the police report.
Yes. Since there was no black folks around the area, nobody spotted any of these Negroes.
Couldn't have been.
Then they can't be, you know what I mean?
Fuck, that's terrible.
I know. But
That's
this
so
is what
bad.
would happen. They just assumed because you were black
Fucking
that
facts.
you could kill somebody because you're from an impoverished area, so you're more desperate and all that stuff. Black lives matter, but so do white lives, and so do Asian lives, and so do like everybody's lives matter. You know, where'd that money go? Justice for the black people.
She got a lot of houses.
That's
there was a black lady that got really rich off that.
Yeah, it's good for her, man. Didn't give back to the community though.
Well,
a lot of rappers
let them be mad about that.
Like the rappers that just left the ghettos and were like, "Fuck that, I'm better now. I'm rich." But for rappers like there was like Nas and stuff like that, they went back to the communities and gave them money, which I thought was good. You know, Akon lit some houses in Africa, but then he's on the Jeffrey Epstein fight log. So
he lit some houses.
Yeah, he gave electricity to a village, like a big village in Africa.
I thought you were saying like lit on fire.
yeah. Akon's being like, "I'm so lonely," and then he's like just burning every fucking place down. No, he helped some African African
try to get some
whatever.
Electricity. Yeah,
you know, because they got. Mr. Beast, that YouTube guy, gave like wells to all these African, like he did a lot of good shit, and then people were like, with like not a crazy amount of money. So people are like, what have these elites and these people and these charities been doing this whole time? Just off topic, but it's just crazy because it's like you could fix the world and with
very little money.
Elon Musk could lift every single human being out of poverty. I don't trust him. Everyone's like, he's like giving us free speech and stuff. He's a fucking Trojan horse. Everyone doesn't know what the fuck's going on, man. So this being obviously the 1970s at the time where people would be suspicious of a minority, but they assume that the killer must have been Caucasian because no one reported seeing a black man in their white suburban neighborhood. And since the one suspicious person that did show up on the police reports was skinny, white male in his 20s wearing an orange jacket, it was safe to assume that they probably had the guy. I saw a cop being like, we thought it was him.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same.
The second assumption was that the killer was possibly and probably schizophrenic. Well, I don't even know how you would know that, but you would know that he has a mental disorder.
Yeah.
If you did go to the FBI or whatever, right?
It's like there's no fucking ways.
Because they are at this point, they would have coined the term serial killer.
Yeah.
And they would have been trying to spread this knowledge to people because it was so rampant. There's tons of serial killers out there. So the crimes were extremely disorganized and occurred in daylight with no real effort to cover it up.
So sorry. As you continue, can you unlock your phone and give it to me, please?
Why? What are you doing?
Because I know you're camping up here, and I already know my fun fact, but I got to look up the numbers.
Numbers for what?
For my fun fact. Don't worry about it.
Okay. The second assumption was that he thought the killer was schizophrenic, and that he did use gloves, so he obviously was intentional, right? The fact that he had done crimes, no real regard for witnesses, proved that it was an obvious individual who was broken from reality. Thirdly, the lieutenant concluded that the killer was most likely a loner, unmarried, and out of work, as no one was able to live or be employed with someone capable of doing such atrocious murders. That's not true, though. There's not true that most serial killers are loners that don't really have the relationships. And eventually, when we do maybe talk about Ted Bundy, I'd like to talk about his connection to some of the women that he was around and stuff like that. Because there's some people that was. BTK had a wife and kids and did some pretty horrific stuff. And when we get in, he's like the biggest piece of shit. There's a lot of, they're all pieces of shit, but they're all fucked. The fourth assumption was the killer was probably had limited social skills. So, and they established this from the crime scene. There's not been long interactions with the victims before the murders committed. It was very quick. Fifth assumption, man, there's got a lot of assumptions. He's like, you know what assuming does, though, you fucking cop, is
said you and me.
Was the perpetrator had probably been recently released from a mental institution based on the nature of the crimes. Okay, I'm saying this maybe because it's fast. It's not a lead up to it, but like I think this cop was tooting his own horn, saying that he like thought all this up already. I feel like they like traced that the car was close to a residence, and then I don't know. There's something very weird about this.
Well, it's back in the day without internet. You got to do what you got to do to make.
Maybe
a name.
he was that good, but like at the same time, like you're making very accurate assumptions, like too accurate, where it's kind of weird. Were you in on it, cop? Because there's
that good.
I want to do an episode about how serial killers could be MK Ultra victims and stuff. Like they're.
That's
government
cool.
creates them. So the lieutenant profile matched Richard Chase perfectly, and the FBI often holds up the Chase case as a gold standard of a disorganized killer profile. The FBI continues to take credit for Chase being brought in and solving the Chase murder, despite the fact that they were not involved. Yeah, shut the fuck up. All these 3-letter agencies need to be cut from funding. Yeah, looking at you, CIA. Your whole funding needs to be cut. You don't need to exist as a fucking corporation because that's what kind of way you are. Anyways, I just do not like.
That's the one that could take us off.
It's very true. Actually, no, I love you guys. You guys are doing a bang up job. keep doing it. You guys, the only reason the world turns on this flat
is because
earth
of you.
is because of you.
On this flat earth. Dude, don't tell me you're actually getting into that. Don't.
There's some compelling shit.
Fucking Tom.
There's some compelling stuff.
Oh my God.
I almost want to do it. I said to Chelsea the other day, I was like, I've been even at the whatever. I've been asked, what's his name? I knew it yesterday. There's a flat earther. I knew it. Why? I can't
Polinsky.
Anyway, I can't remember his name right now.
Oh my God, that's where I know that from. It was fucking Andy Polinsky. It's fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was driving me nuts this whole episode. It was the clown killer from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm like, I knew that fucking name.
That is weird.
I knew it, and I was like, I couldn't just tell you why I knew it, but I knew it.
This flat earther guy's name started was a David. I can't remember his name. I just remember this happens when you drink too many beers and stuff. But we had the opportunity where they're like, this guy wants to come on your show to talk about the flat earth. He's actually he's well known for his evidence based on the flat earth or whatever. Okay. And I was like, nah, no thanks. I don't really need to hear that. But at this point, I'm like,
my God,
I'm kind of curious to like hear what he has to say.
You're gonna fucking get.
I'm kind of curious because
so quickly.
I've
you get swayed so quickly.
No, I don't get swayed. There's so much weird stuff. Like I think there's land that we haven't just like they won't let us see. Like I want to get into this now because we're editing the episode. But essentially, like they fly. There's Admiral Byrd's story of going to Hollow Earth, which I believe in. But are you flying over Antarctica and getting past this point where you're not allowed to? And they said there was people there living there. Like human beings that have never had contact with people past that barrier, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not even saying it's flat. I'm saying there's land that they're hiding, but there's a lot of.
I love you so much.
Stuff.
Carry on the fucking conversation.
Yeah, do not get me into the flat earth.
Carry on
because then I'm like, I
don't
know, maybe. So, yeah, and they finally eventually matched it up. So they also knew the murderer had a .22 semi-automatic rifle. So the lucky break actually came when the high school friend Nancy Holden, the one that Richard obviously like harassed at the grocery store, and maybe planned to kill her in the same day he killed Wallen, Teresa. So they followed all these hunches. They talked to her. She obviously like she did a sketch. There was a sketch of what people saw of Richard.
Yeah.
And then she said that it looked like him with like a mustache.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like that. That's kind of like what like the sketch semi kind of looked like. So she's like, oh, it looked kind of like my old like high school buddy. You know? The guy that couldn't get hard. And then the fascination with blood. So they matched that to like him being covered in blood at Pyramid Lake. And then soon detectives found out where Richard lived, drove over and knocked on the door. Richard didn't answer. But they were certain he was inside because they could hear him. They're knocking on the door and they hear like this like scurrying. Like shit moving around.
I do that all the time. I do that so much.
So they knew someone was inside, but they were not wanting to compromise the scene by entering without a warrant. The officers made a big show of acting like they were leaving, and they were like, "We need a warrant anyway, but we're coming back." which is so smart on the cops. Like, this is kind of ingenious in some sort of way, like easy but smart. And they kind of like, the officers left the building side to wait for him around by the corner. Sure enough, the elevator scene, the elaborate scene managed to trick Richard as soon as he spotted walking outside carrying a cardboard box. When the officers yelled at him to stop, Chase threw the box at one of the officers, and the whole collection of bloody pieces of paper flew out of the box. All that was in the fact of the box were little pieces of paper. There was some other stuff. Chase took off in one direction with another officer going after him. While the officer came around the other corner, the one bashed him in the head with his gun as soon as Richard appeared. So they kind of cornered him. And I saw the cop talking about this. He's like, this officer went this way, I went that way. And then all of a sudden, just hit him on the head. Richard immediately fell to the ground. And the officer thought he may have even killed him as he lay completely still. And even the one cop was like, I'm not supposed to say this. No cop should say this stuff, but I after realizing who it was and that we could go to his house and we knew where he lived, and this is definitely has to be the guy. He was like, I thought I wanted to kill him. He's like, I think we should have killed him. And he's like, even in that moment, he's like, I don't think I could have killed him. He's like, because even he said something like normal people and even cops are not capable of just senselessly murdering people. And then I was like, are you sure though?
Are you sure? Have you thought about that?
Are you sure about that? But when he went down to put the cuffs on, Richard started wiggling and jerking around. And officers later stated that Richard was trying to reach in his jacket to get the gun out. So he was like full blown, like
he was still trying to fucking fight his way out.
Crazy. And had thrown himself over him in order to keep him, so that to like jump on him essentially.
Throwing himself over him. He carried him like firemen carry.
Oh, yeah. Just like slagged him over his shoulder. And they're trying to keep him like away from getting his weapon. Luckily, the other officer arrived before Richard managed to reach his gun, and they finally got the cuffs onto him. With Richard secured, they secured him in the back. In his back pocket, they found Danny Meredith's wallet, the guy that he like shot fucking right in the head. And his shoulder holster was the 22 semi-automatic. So that's obviously what he was trying to get to. And but most disturbing of all is they found pictures of Everlyn and Jason Murath, I think the kid, in his pocket. Richard had apparently stole the photographs from the house after the murder. So
that's a crazy fucking story.
I know. So yeah, I told you this is like bizarre, and this was actually one of the longest true crime episodes me and Billy have ever done, which is pretty wild. But when the police got a warrant of Richard's apartment, they discovered a scene that was nothing less than grotesque. Almost everything in the apartment was stained, either dried of fresh blood, down to a loaf of French bread on the couch. Next to the couch was Richard's blood-soaked sleeping bag. Like there was blood everywhere, which is crazy. And this is like, I tried to really look for pictures of his apartment, but that is the blender that he used to like have his rabbit soup or whatever the fuck he called it, his rabbit smoothie. And like the way it sounds, there's blood everywhere. Small pieces of bone in the kitchen and the fridge. They found body parts of animals on dishes, as well as human brain tissue stored in a container. His blender was also badly stained and smelled of rotting flesh. They also found the anatomy textbooks, health magazines, obviously they had these articles about psychology, and under stimulation, a classified section with all the ads for dogs circled, and a spiral notebook. The notebook had been filled with handwriting notes, drawings of guns, and obscene images, as well as swastikas and translation of German words.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's something with serial killers and Nazis.
Bruh, yeah.
There is something with serial killers and Nazis. Ed Gein was
Pretty
fascinated
similar, right?
by the bitch of Buchenwald. But it was later established that Richard thought Nazis were after him, and he believed they were placing radios in his soap. he was obsessed with Nazis and thought his mother was in communications with them. And also that Nazis were working in conjunction with UFOs to get him.
Jesus Christ.
This is how far his like mental like illness fucking crazy. So obviously they see this gore and carnage. Police found Richard's apartment where there was a calendar on the dates of the Wallen and Murrith murders. So the little boy, Richard, was written the word today in big letters. Today's the day I murder somebody else. Isn't that crazy? What do you think about that?
Guy's fucking high.
He has also written the same word on 44 more dates in the coming year, which goes to show that Richard had done some planning concerning how and when he would kill.
Thank God they caught him.
In March
44 more
1978, yeah, crazy, eh? In March 1978, the body of infant David Fiera, the baby, was found in a cardboard box in a vacant lot between a church and a supermarket.
Jesus Christ.
I had the image, but I don't think I'm going to show it. I don't think I have it.
Can't.
Yeah, it's a picture of like the box and where they found him. It's very sad.
So
he was in police custody, showed no displayed no expression of regret or guilt, willingly described his crimes in detailed manner. So at first, what I did on one of the docs that he was just admitting that he killed dogs. He's like, so what? I'm just covered in dog blood, like, and didn't care. And then when they were looking at images of one of the dead bodies, the cops said that Richard was leaning over his shoulder, and then he's like, whoa, get back up. He was like intrigued.
Yeah. Like, that's what I did.
Isn't that crazy? And then the cop said, if I would have paid more in my now years later, he's like, I probably would have like put my arm around him and got him. Cause he's like, he saw tears in his eyes and stuff like that, which he's like, he was probably getting this breaking point where he's realizing in his head everything that's happened, maybe because of his schizophrenia. And the cops like, maybe if I would have pushed him to do it, right, like maybe like to confess or whatever. So the trial lasted had lasted for 4 months, but the jury had deliberated only for 5 hours before presenting the verdict. Richard was sentenced to death row in San Quentin State Prison. One of the things he had to do to pass his time in prison, he was lie in his cell. When the trailer would come by, he would hide underneath his covers and then pop out and laugh manically. So I'm assuming like I guess
that he was spooking him.
I guess when they give out food and stuff, I'm sure that's what it is. Like, it's like, I got your pudding cups or whatever. And he'd be like, like laugh and like pop out from underneath the blankets, which is frightening. So yeah, almost as if he was playing peekaboo with the janitors. Oh, so it was like the janitor card. Oh, okay. So strange, man. Something we can assume was not taken with any humor, obviously. His time in prison was not easy as his reputation preceded him, and all the other inmates on death row knew he was a baby killer. That's a no-go. Yeah. They will murder you for that stuff. Because of this, the inmates would collect jars of urine and get it into the prisoner's closest to Richard's cell, and then they would splash pee-pee all over him as he lay in bed. They did this to Paul Bernardo too. They would piss on him. He had to put like a sheet up on his wall. So Richard Chase would not take his final breath in the gas chamber as the state California had intended on December 26, 1980, 2 days before the 3-year anniversary of the murder of Ambrose Griffin, his first murder. Richard Chase, egged on by a fellow death row inmate, took a handful of antidepressants that he had hoarded from his daily dose and died from an overdose. And he was bullshit. 30 years old.
Fucking bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. So listen to this. He always wanted to be in control as a serial killer, right?
He got in control of how he died too.
Yeah, she controlled how he died too.
Fuck that guy.
Crazy. Crazy. I just want to say this is one of the most disturbing episodes when it comes to serial killers, just because the fact of who he murders is so disturbing and disgusting. It's just crazy. It's just a crazy thing, right?
That was the wrong one. No. Don't look at the screen though. Don't.
Just press enter and see if it goes.
It went. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Crazy. Just to say again, Billy will still be part of the podcast, but
It's
he
fine.
is
Carry on.
breaking my heart. Yeah, you just pressed the same.
No,
thing.
I didn't mean to. It's time for.
Should make you do this the next 2 times.
Billy's Fun Fact of the Day. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
This involves you. You ready?
Okay.
Top 5
Tom's best Tom
cities, countries in the world with the most documented serial killers.
Okay, that's pretty good.
All right, are you
can I
ready?
guess?
Are you ready? Yeah, no, I want you to guess. So top 5. Start with like, yeah, you know what? Start with anything, and I'll tell you if you hit any of the top 5, other than like 1,
Within
2, or
the
3.
top 5?
Yeah. So like just give me your top 5 in a row and see what happens.
Let me think about this. Countries, right?
Countries.
I feel like countries that can't really document it properly. Like Africa could be a big place, but the thing is, like, I don't know how well they document that because they like live in tribes. Somewhere.
That was my biggest stipulation of this whole thing
Yeah.
too, because I'm thinking like my number 1 would be like India, because I'm like,
yeah,
so many people.
I know.
So I'm like, they gotta be right.
So we're India, right? Are we? Right? We're part of it.
You ready? Carry on.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna not in any particular order. Russia, Australia, Britain, Brazil, and the United States. That's very.
You got 1.5 out of the top 5 because you didn't list the country, you listed a city once, and it was in that country.
What city there?
So number 5 comes in with Japan.
Oh, I didn't even think about Japan.
Japan in Asia, eh? They have 96 documented serial killers.
Ooh, I actually want to, like, I've been looking into, because I want to do Irish serial killers for Aaron, but I was looking into, there's some strange Japanese cannibals and stuff.
Okay, and when we got 4, we got Italy.
Huh. You know what's funny? I never thought about Italy.
With literally 1 more than Japan. They got 97.
You know what's I probably have more. You know what? Okay, can I tell you something about Italy though?
Mm-hmm.
Italy has no ratings on movies. I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have it where essentially a lot of fucked up horror movies were made in Italy because they didn't have a rating system the way the United States and Canada and other countries did. So you could do like an obscenely gory film, like absurdly fucked up for like R rating, and see it in the theaters.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Number 3?
Kind of makes sense, Italy. Yeah.
You ready? What do you think number 3 is?
Canada.
It is Canada.
What?
106. They got.
Yeah.
These are documented, remember. Like, God knows what's past documented. But, sorry.
There's a lot
6,
of serial
5,
killers.
4. Oh, that was 4. Sorry. This is top 6.
Okay.
So 6 was Japan. 5 was Italy. 4 was Canada.
Canada makes sense.
3 is.
Not the United States has to be number 1. They always number 1.
You think so?
I want to think that.
All right.
I would think that. Maybe Russia.
What?
How they document the shit. Their whole
South Africa.
I did say Africa.
That's
say
what I
Africa.
said. I was like, that was where I gave you a half.
I did say.
They got 117.
Bro, we need to give some. I
Number 2.
Okay, yeah. United States.
England.
I knew it. I said Britain.
That's actually where I gave you the half. Was when you said Britain. Sorry. 166. They got like 50 more than England.
And the United States is number 1 because they're the most documented.
Yes.
Because people are. Like,
guess the fucking number. I said 96, 97, 106, 117, 166.
480.
3,204.
There's something wrong with the United States, man.
3,000 from number 2.
What?
That was 166.
Okay, there's no way. There's probably 3,000 serial killers in Japan right now. It's just like because they don't document it.
It's all been documented
Because of the
that's
FBI
the biggest
and
difference,
stuff.
right?
That's fucking wild.
Not crazy.
Actually, that was probably one of my favorite fun facts.
You like
I gotta
that?
say.
Well, it was you were involved. And
There's
that's why
gonna
you
be.
liked
I want to do episodes about. I have an episode about black serial killers, like just like the black serial killers throughout history. Because everyone, it's mostly white people. A lot of it is white people. But I want to start getting into ones from other countries like Africa, Japan. There's.
But we're gonna get into a lot.
Yes.
This has been a long episode. I'm gonna piss
100%.
again.
Yes.
Good night, guys. I will see you next week.
Billy is leaving us. We'll
I
figure
will
out what-
see you fucking next week. Shut
Okay.
up. Bye.
All right. Au revoir. Stay strange. Everybody support the Patreon. Give us 5-star rating reviews. Tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your grandma to not listen to this episode, but everything else is probably pretty kosher. Everybody love everybody. And yeah, buy some merch, man. The fucking new design is on the site. I have 2 different merch sites up. So help support the show and I will support you. Stop doing that. It's annoying me.
I know.
Support the show.